You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
It's about comic books and movies. Growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Man, that sucked. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis.
Hell yeah.
Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering tales from the crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote good
All
scripts.
right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 76. I am Jason,
Blake.
and with us in the studio is Jeff Morris back again. Welcome.
Replacement Jeff.
Replacement Jeff.
2 weeks in a row.
Scab Jeff.
He's crossing the picket line.
Crossing the picket lines.
Did you have something to do with Jeff getting sick?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Nau is out ill. Send good karma his way. He's in the hospital, and hopefully he'll be back in the next 2 weeks or so. But yeah, so he will explain everything if he wants to when he gets back. But send some good karma his way. And like I said, we got the Scabs in. So we got Morris this week, and we'll deal with it next week if Mr. Nau's not coming back.
I think
next
Mr.
week.
Now caught something at Origins
Yes.
in Columbus.
Furries,
Yes.
fluffies, what are they called? Furries?
Something from a furry
Okay.
festival.
Maybe a raccoon furry?
Orgy.
Or Fury orgy?
Furry rabies.
Ah,
Or something like that.
is that are you able to do that?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Is rabies an STD?
At times.
With furries, it is. Do you know what a furry is?
I do know what it
Okay.
Quit asking these complicated medical questions, Jeff.
Blake, have you ever dressed like a furry?
Not willingly.
Okay. Unwillingly, though, you have.
Not that
Put
I can
this
remember.
on.
I deny everything.
A lot of people are into that. Well, no, I wouldn't say a lot of people. People are into that.
Some people are into it, yes.
It's like the kinky Ren Fest. Kind of scares me.
No, it's a little different from that. Imagine if you had a sexual fetish with your old teddy bear growing up as a kid. I think that's where it comes from.
You think?
Yeah.
Like Teddy Ruxpin was sexy?
Or being exposed to rabbits at a young age or something like that. I have no clue.
Real rabbits or fake ones?
Real ones.
Okay. That Teddy Ruxpin, he was always seductive.
2 of them.
So is Jeff now really into the whole furry scene?
I don't know, but we're going to say yes. He knows what a furry
It's
is.
a lot more fun if we make it that way.
Yes. Yes.
I can see it.
I can see
There
it.
you go. You're on board.
And to be honest, this podcast really never does research, so we're going to say yes. We're going to say yes.
Everything
yes.
we come up with is factual.
Yes. Until the truth tells us it's otherwise.
Until somebody tells us otherwise.
You're full of shit.
And then I'm not going to believe it.
It happens a lot on Twitter. That's
right.
why Blake won't go to Twitter, because Blake, you're wrong. No. If I don't look, I'm fine.
Twitter scares me.
I don't blame you. So, anyways, first thing, Dusty Rhodes. Not the Ohio Hamilton County auditor, but the wrestler.
Oh, not the man that checks the gasoline pumps here for accurate pumping of gas and the taxes?
No, Dusty Rhodes, the wrestler, passed away at 69.
Yes.
So-
the American dream.
Yes.
Son of a plumber.
Was he?
Yeah.
Is that what his thing was?
Yeah.
He has 2 sons in it, Stardust and Gold Dust. Right now. Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes.
Well, do they wear, leotards with purple or pink,
Yes.
pink polka dots?
Not polka dots,
Well,
stripes.
Gold Dust wears,
He wears gold and black like a one-piece suit, and his face is painted gold and black. And so it's actually
I
Dustin
see.
Runnels. Sorry, different name. But yeah, so moment of silence for Dusty. Okay. Jeff Morris, you know who Dusty is?
I do not.
What?
he's a wrestler.
I've never seen a professional wrestling match in my life.
Are you serious? Not even growing up?
Not even growing up.
Wow.
I wouldn't even call him a wrestler. I would call him an athletic performer.
You know,
And he never had the physique of an athletic person.
No.
It was back in the days when a wrestler could be big and fat
Yes.
and unathletic and kick your ass.
And you believed it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was kind of like the old baseball players. None of them were very athletic back in the 40s. They were all pretty much average Joes.
They're all Babe Ruths.
Yeah.
Running around.
So in like The Princess Bride, when Andre the Giant was kind of lumbering along, that's how they would wrestle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not as big as Andre the Giant.
Picture about a foot shorter. Probably about the same weight.
Couple feet shorter.
Couple feet shorter, same weight.
Wasn't he a
physique,
professional
shorter.
wrestler?
He was a professional wrestler.
Professional athletic performer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andre the Giant, when you saw him in Princess Bride, he was definitely struggling with everything because he was so big. I mean, that's not his fault. I mean, it's just genetics.
That's in his
And
name.
he could drink beer like a mofo.
Yes.
Supposedly, he loved to drink beer and would drink copious amounts of beer.
Didn't they say he drank like 43 beers in 1 hour or something
was
like that?
insane.
Yeah. And they said in one sitting he could go through over 100 beers. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
That's impressive.
So, moment of silence for Dusty.
He was the fraternity party.
Andre Giant.
Yeah.
Bump, bump. Where's Nick?
I don't know. Hold on a second. There you go.
Ooh,
It
he's
took me a while.
innovative.
Yeah.
So Dusty Rhodes was never one of my favorites, but he could talk. His forehead looked like meatloaf because he cut himself so many times for bleeding.
Yeah. That was back in the day when they liked to cut their foreheads for blood.
Yeah, and then hepatitis came around.
And
they
AIDS.
said maybe we should not do that.
And AIDS.
And AIDS. And pretty much any other disease from
Bloodborne
blood.
disease.
Yes. They realized...
That's where OSHA came in and said, hey, you can't do that.
I was watching on WWE Network a wrestling match from NWA back from the late 80s, mid 80s, and out of 8 wrestlers in the match, 7 of them were bleeding, and heavily. The one ring, it was in 2 rings. Mm-hmm. The one ring was completely covered in blood.
Yeah.
And it's not chicken blood. They actually take blades and scrape across their foreheads.
And they also
There's
used to
a
say,
WWE network.
Yes, $9.99 a month. It's awesome.
brother.
It is great. Any type of wrestling you want that they have, you can watch it.
Brother. Exactly.
But yeah.
And that was the day where the managers were just as important as the performers.
Yes. I miss the managers in wrestling now.
I have taken a sneak peek every 5 or 10 minutes when I'm channel hopping. Mm-hmm. Just so I can keep up on, your interests, Jason, so I can comment.
And mock me.
And mock you.
Yes.
No, but the old showmanship is gone. Everything is big, goofy, steroid hype stuff. And they're just not the good actors as they used to be.
Well, a lot of it is.
And those that are good actors end up becoming actors.
Like The Rock.
Yeah.
Well, enjoyable actors. I'm not good.
Hey, if you can move one eyebrow and keep the other steady, you got a career in Hollywood.
Look, I'm doing it.
Almost.
Not quite.
Hold on a second.
Prevent The Rock from coming on the show now?
No, I like The Rock. Please, come on the show.
Can you smell? I mean, what the fuck is that crap? Can you smell
What The Rock is cooking.
Oh, I always thought it was what the rice is cooking.
No, it's not a rice cooker.
No?
No.
Can you smell what the rice is cooking? I'm like, why is he talking Chinese?
I will say, the WWE, I was watching Raw, and they had Wade Barrett, who just won the King of the Ring. So he has a crown, and he has a robe, and he had his opponent, R-Truth, came out in like a cardboard crown and like a tablecloth, mocking him. And they start wrestling, and the one announcer says, and I laugh because, Blake, you mentioned this too, it looks like I'm watching LARPing. And Morris, you know what LARPing is?
I do not.
Blake, explain.
Live action role playing.
Live action role playing.
LARPers.
And they dress up. You ever see Role Models, the TV show or the movie?
No.
Oh, it's in Role Models.
That's kind of LARPing, but that's a little different.
They get little packets of sugar and throw them, and they go, "I cast a spell at you," and they throw it at you.
My first experience of watching LARPing is they're throwing bean bags, and the guy's yelling, "Magic missile! Magic missile! Magic missile!"
There you go.
And I looked at that and I said, "No, I'm going to the table and I'm playing at a table.
I'm being colder than that. I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons."
I'm not doing any LARPing. Although it does intriguingly look fun,
Yes.
I just couldn't get into it. I gotta stay at the table.
I feel like some of the people would be extra serious with it.
Yes. There are people that are actually serious with it. Actually, that probably would be me, because I would probably be going, "You can't cast a magic missile that fast, man!
You gotta reload.
You're at least gonna wait 6 seconds!" for your turn.
And this all brings it back that Jeff now has furry rabies.
Yes.
Morris?
And Dusty Rhodes is dead.
Dusty Rhodes is dead.
Coincidence?
Maybe. Or not.
And Andre the Giant's dead.
And Andre the Giant's been dead for a while.
Been dead for a while.
Morris and I both saw Jurassic World.
So did I.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
When did you see it?
Saturday.
You son of a bitch. I didn't think you cared.
I didn't.
But
But I was roped into a date with the wife. So
the wife wanted to see it?
Yeah, so I did it.
That's why I like your wife a lot more.
That's
Every
right.
time I hear about her, I see her. She should have called me. I would have gone. I was out of town this weekend, but I went last night.
I was one of those on the wing ding kind of things.
Did you like it?
You know what? It's exactly the same as Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Is that
It's
a
the
bad
same
thing?
plot.
It is the same
Different
plot.
characters. I thought Chris Pratt was going to come back as the little boy grown up,
That's the rumor.
but he is completely unassociated. Oh, spoiler alert!
Supposedly unassociated. Who
Supposedly,
knows?
who knows? But if it made 500 million opening weekend in the world, they're going to make another one, and they're going to be the same damn plot all over again. Now, should we talk spoilers?
Let's not do spoilers yet. I think we can do that next
There's
week.
some things in this plot that really drove me up a wall that I said, that's so stupid.
I had an issue with somebody dies and then they make a quick smart-ass comment. And it's like, you just saw a dinosaur kill somebody. You probably wouldn't be laughing.
Yeah. I was laughing at the pterodactyl scene.
That was funny.
That was really funny.
And I like when they picked the woman up and dropped her in the water. That was in the previews.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
But, you know, the whole Velociraptor plot
Was interesting. The Velociraptor hunting squad.
was ridiculous.
You know what the next one is?
It's ridiculous.
Military uses for dinosaurs.
You know, that thing just... It had to be a surreal joke. Because it was pretty funny.
Well, wait a minute. Morris,
It
what
was
did you
pretty
think?
funny.
What did you think about the whole thing? Quick.
Without giving away the big spoilers.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought it was better than Lost World or
Yes.
3.
But it was just like the original Jurassic Park.
I didn't think it was. I thought the original was more about the wonder and discovery of it. This was like, what if something goes wrong in a theme park?
Wait a minute, that was the first one.
No, the first
wasn't
one
open
was,
yet.
It wasn't
though.
open yet.
The
Yeah,
first
that's right.
one was chaos theory and the wonder and discovery. Like, whoa, this is really happening. There's really dinosaurs here. But everybody in this one, everybody was like,
That's
hey,
right.
there's dinosaurs. We're used to it by now.
We're used to it by now,
It's been
and
20 years. There's been dinosaurs for 20 years.
The water
right.
dinosaur was awesome.
and corporations
The
are
Montosaurus or whatever.
evil.
Yeah.
That's right. Business is bad. Business is evil.
But
It's
I think the
bad.
first one focused, like, most of the focus was on that whole wonder. Like, when they first drove out there and she was like, this plant's been extinct for how many years?
Yeah.
And she's, like, flabbergasted with it. And then he's looking up and there's all kinds of... I don't
Dinosaur.
even know what they're called.
Dinosaur
Brontosaurus.
Are they brontosaurus
Yeah.
still?
I think so.
Dinosaur poop.
You know, there was
Lots of
never
dinosaur
anything called, you know, they said pterodactyls actually never existed. It's a Dinosaurus or something like that. And another thing, they said that pterodactyls technically were never the name of them. I was like,
Well,
sorry.
whatever was flying in this one, they weren't pterodactyls. They
No.
were like big toothy things.
There was two different flying things in it.
Yes.
They were two different
Yeah,
versions.
they're pretty funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. There is a slight difference, but the overall plot, the dinosaurs get out of control, velociraptors, everybody's stupid, everybody gets in the way. But you know, they did make some good references to the original. That was pretty cool.
there was a lot of Easter eggs in it.
Yeah, a lot of Easter eggs.
I thought the entire theme was different. I thought the first one was about the whole chaos theory, like you don't mess with Mother Nature. And the second one was more about
well,
it was like a zombie
touched
movie.
that. They touched that when they were
Well, they
talking
did,
about
though,
the
mess
new
with nature in this one.
when they talked about the new attraction that
Yeah.
becomes the antagonist.
But it wasn't about the messing with nature. It was about the corporate greed.
It's true.
I
And
did
the
have
first one wasn't really about corporate greed. It was about some corporate person who had a dream who wasn't really interested in the money. He was more interested in the
vision.
the vision.
Yeah. I will say I want to buy this movie just when it comes on DVD or digital, just so I can play a drinking game of how many times I see a product placement. Every time a Mercedes-Benz Jeep pulled up, they showed the logo. And then what the hell, Chris Pratt?
You know you're right. The corporate placement in the movie
was like Wayne's
really
World.
cheesy.
It was Wayne's
World. It was
World.
like Wayne's World when she's talking about the Pepsi promotion and she's holding a Starbucks cup. And it's pretty funny.
And when Chris Pratt's doing the motorcycle, he's fixing the motorcycle. He's like, "Let me take a drink and drink my Coke or Pepsi or whatever."
Yeah,
it's like,
pretty
wait
funny.
a minute.
At the Samsung Center.
Yes.
Real
Yeah,
quick.
exactly. That was pretty funny.
And
the corporate jokes.
I just signed a deal. Verizon Wireless presents the Dominus Rex. It's like,
That's right.
oh, come on.
And it was like they were breaking the fourth wall down a little bit to be like, yes, this is cheesy. Yeah,
That seems like kind of bad advertisement for the one that gets out and
Verizon Wireless presents the one that kills everybody.
Yeah.
the Pepsisaurus or whatever it was called.
I was odd because I loved seeing the theme park and just seeing like how it would run and the monorail and the water.
It's called Disney World.
but it was no longer about the whole amazement of the first
Correct,
time. And
correct.
that's why I like the first
Had
one
to
better.
come out
This one's
something
just like
bigger and better.
a monster movie.
Yeah.
Well, the
And it's
original.
inferior to a lot of monster movies.
It's enjoyable. You can go see it at the movie theater. It's worth it.
It is.
I came home last night, my wife, because I went by myself. I didn't know Blake. You saw it. I tweeted out, Jeff is sick. Morris already saw it, and Blake doesn't care. I'm a one-man HOBI party tonight, so I went to the theater
That's
by
right.
myself.
You know, you could have came with us, but it would kind of ruin the date
I was like-
atmosphere that we had.
I can be a good third wheel.
Yeah, that's true.
I was out of town. I was in
I'm kidding.
Gatlinburg.
Oh yeah, Gatlinburg. It's a long way to go for a movie.
I didn't see it. I saw it last night back
okay.
home. My wife, when I got home, she goes, "So how'd you like it?" I was like, "Dinosaurs run amok. It was awesome." And she goes, "Was that your official review?" Yes, it was. I did the one rumor, and it's not a rumor. The screenplay for the original idea was dinosaur hybrids mixed with humans and dogs. This was the original screenplay back in 2004 for Jurassic Park 4.
Kind of like a Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yes, but it was by the U.S. government, and they're trained by somebody like Chris Pratt's character, and they would be hunting terrorists. And it's like, oh dear God, no. And they show that you can find the sketches online, and it's like, and they're holding guns, and I'm like, no, why would you do that? My fear is the next one is going to be stepping in that area. I've heard that it will take place during an Ice Age amusement park, because they never said that this was the only Jurassic World in the show. I don't know how you can go back to a theme park again though. And then the other rumor I heard is Chris Pratt keeps his raptors, because it's in the previews that he trains raptors, and they go around the world.
Well, he's only got a couple.
Well, yes, but that he has his own raptors again, and they go around the world stopping dinosaur outbreaks. So
like I said, a
ridiculous.
zombie movie.
like a zombie movie. Like, hey, in South
Fast
Africa,
zombies.
the Tyrannosaurus Rex is running amok on the Serengeti. Go get it! I like that idea. Could be
We
worse.
should break out the old T-Rex to take down the new monster.
Yeah. So, it was a good movie. I enjoyed
And
it.
everybody
It was-
gets locked in a mall.
Yes.
The dinosaurs are trying. Oh, that's gotta be it. They're in a mall. And these dinosaurs are trying to get into the mall. and
I
trying
like
to get
it. I like it. The Raptors could be the bad guys again. I like it. Did you know...
them. Dawn of Jurassic Park.
Ooh. One comment was it should be Dino Wars, and they should have like missiles on their heads attacking and do like a Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I was like, they would never go that drastic.
Didn't they have
And then
action
Grimlock
figures?
from
Yeah,
Transformers.
Dino Wars is
Yeah,
the
Dino
action
Wars,
figures.
the action figures. Yeah,
Yes.
I remember those.
I don't know if they would ever take it that drastic. That would be an apocalyptic world. I could see them saying South America's overrun with dinosaurs. Have a good day. Kind of like the movie Monsters. Did you ever see that, Jeff? Go on Netflix and watch Monsters. Very good movie. Mm-hmm. So Mexico is basically invaded by these monsters, and they basically quarantine them off. And the one guy has to go through the Mexico to capture or to rescue. Pretty much, I think it's the president's daughter or something like that. It's kind of like Escape from New York, but it's with monsters. But you never see them until the end. They're like these giant squid things, and they're not evil. It's just they're floating around. But
Make some great calamari.
it would. They were pretty big. But it's a good movie. It got very high reviews. The sequel didn't look too good. They brought the military in, and it just looked bad after that.
Anytime you bring the military in, it's horrible.
That's right.
It's a bad idea.
Damn that Navy.
Damn the Navy. And damning the Navy, that reminds me. It's time for listener feedback.
Woo!
So let's start off with Doug.
Number one fan. Can't give yourself a nickname.
He says, what is Kevin James' best writing credit? I didn't know Kevin James had any writing credits.
List the movies. I don't think I would say those are writing.
All right. He has Paul Blart. Paul Blart 2.
Fuck you.
Here Comes the Boom.
Fuck you.
Or Zookeeper.
Fuck you and more.
Have you seen all 4?
I've seen 3. I saw Paul Blart. I've seen parts of Here Comes the Boom on TBS. I saw parts of Zookeeper. I've seen the majority of the both those films. I refuse to see Paul Blart 2. I saw the 2-minute trailer, or the extended trailer, which was 4 minutes.
How can
That's
you
enough.
criticize Paul Blart 2?
I can. It's the lowest common denominator. Fuck Kevin James. You have not heard the other things. I spent 3 straight episodes going off on Kevin James. I hate that man.
I can proudly say I've never seen any of those movies, probably more than 30 seconds.
So based on that 30 seconds, which one do you think is the worst?
King of Queens.
No, he didn't write it though. He just was married to an annoying wife in it.
I've only seen Paul Blart.
And?
I did not like it.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean that everything that he's ever done is terrible.
I like Hitch. Until the ending was dumb.
I didn't even see that.
Hitch was not bad, but that was kind of funny. Here Comes the Boom he was a UFC fighter. Ugh. He needed to win a UFC fight to save the school from some funding.
Or lack of funding.
Yes. Zookeeper, I'll give it a pass somewhat because it was a kid's movie. The zookeeper could talk to animals.
Paul Blart's a kid's movie.
It was still not, it may be a kid's movie, but I think it's PG-13. So, I'm going PG.
Well, I saw it on Nickelodeon when I saw it.
Really? Oh, God. You know what? Fuck that. I'm going with Paul Blart 2. I just can tell you right now, I've never seen it. It's probably his worst. Fuck him. God, fuck.
But it says, what is his best?
Oh, what's his best? I'm sorry. Can I do Paul Blart 2?
You're forced to pick one of the 4.
Oh, shit. Maybe Zookeeper, because it's a kid's movie.
And the winner is
Zookeeper.
Zookeeper.
Fuck that.
There you go. Doug goes on to say Universal Studios theme parks struck a deal to bring Nintendo to its parks and will create rides using the Nintendo characters. Your thoughts on this?
Morris?
Why Nintendo? Well, it's like Sonic the Hedgehog. That would make a good ride.
Well, I think no, that's still Sega, even though he's on the Nintendo. No, but could you imagine real life Mario Kart?
That would be awesome.
Throwing red shells at each other.
I didn't even think
That
of
would
that.
be
I was
awesome.
thinking bumping your head on
Donkey Kong is another rumored ride.
Do you ever see the YouTube thing, live action Mario Kart?
No.
There's a bunch of Japanese, of course, in Japan.
Yes.
They're riding around in little go karts doing Mario Kart
That
on the
would be
road
awesome.
in Japan in Tokyo.
It's coming to Universal.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
The idea was that Universal owns the rights to Marvel characters in its theme parks east of the Mississippi. So Disney's trying to get the superheroes away from, get the superheroes, and they said that Universal basically said, that's fine, we would trade you the Wizard of Oz for the Marvel characters, the rights.
Trade you one Wizard of Oz.
But I'm like, why
for
would you want
Marvel
Wizard of Oz?
characters.
That's not going to get anybody in. They wanted to make a whole land of Wizard of Oz. I was like, yeah, you get the 90-year-old demographic.
Which is probably
man.
the executives.
And they
Flying monkeys.
And they wanted to, but the one condition was, rumored was that Disney would stop, what's the James Franco Wizard movie?
Back to Oz or
Yeah,
Mr.
whatever.
Oz goes
Yeah.
back to Mr. Oz, whatever.
When he's the wizard.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what
James
you're talking
Franco,
about.
Wizard.
The Wiz Part 3. But Disney said, no, we're not going to strike that deal. We're not going to stop that movie. So I guess the deal fell through.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
That's what it is. And so now they went to their next thing because the idea is that they're eventually going to lose the superheroes. I don't know when the contract's up, or that they can sell them and still have something else that's well known, like Nintendo. And they said it brings the teenage demographic in, the young teenage demographic.
But
Donkey
Nintendo's
Kong
dead.
would be fun.
Wii U is awesome. It is
Donkey
dead.
Kong.
I'm not saying that it's not awesome. I'm saying that
But
it's
you know
dead.
the characters. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I
Mario, Donkey
and
Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Pac-Man, is that included?
That's Konami or whatever.
Metroid. You got Samus from Metroid. Star Fox.
Huh?
I'm just
Hey.
trying here.
Hey.
I'm
is this
saying
game?
Nintendo's
Yeah.
dead. And
Pong? Oh wait, that's
why
Atari.
Nintendo?
You just get in a big court with a big paddle.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Next,
Grand Theft Auto 5 ride.
that's not
there
the
you go.
Nintendo. I think Cedar Point is doing ColecoVision Land, so that would be awesome. Do you remember the ColecoVision?
I don't.
Nah, Blake, you remember ColecoVision?
Yes, I do. I remember. And that smart British dude advertised for it, didn't he? ColecoVision.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I just remember my uncle used to have it, and we couldn't understand the controls at all.
Yeah, figure it out.
They also said, my thought is, Universal Studios, you have one ride or two rides after Jurassic Park. You're making this a franchise. It's the #1 movie in the world. Make a whole fucking land of dinosaurs. Is it that difficult? You don't have to pay for Nintendo. Make a whole land of dinosaurs.
If they had that ball gyro thing you drove around in, that would be pretty cool.
That
man.
would be cool.
That was
But
cool.
I don't understand why you can't make rides off dinosaurs. Is it that difficult to figure something out? Make a roller coaster, or make a couple inside the park or inside rides. Make a shooting one. Come on, make a ride of Triceratops
Like where
area.
you shoot the dinosaurs?
Yes, they're attacking you like the little laser guns.
Velociraptor attacks.
Yeah. They do have Pet the Velociraptor thing to just opened at Universal this week.
How many people have lost their hand?
17. So, I like the idea, but just make fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend so much money on Nintendo.
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, man. The nickname suggestions for listener feedback for Amy at Culture Babble, a.k.a. Babbles. As appropriately named by Scab Jeff.
Yeah, Scab Jeff. Named that's your nickname, Scab Jeff.
Scab Jeff. Yeah, so we have a couple other suggestions that have come in here.
So has she responded? Does she hate me?
She doesn't hate you. Originally, I think it was Babbles at Culture Babble or something like that.
Babbling Amy.
Yeah, it was something. And she goes, the nickname's supposed to be shorter than my name. So I said, yes, we went with Babbles.
Yeah, Babbles. So from Nickel, he says Babbles McGee.
And he wants it to take off. I like Babbles McGee.
Me and a Babbles McGee.
And she's even got theme music now.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of Bobby McGee, that goes to Babbles McGee.
Okay.
And then we got Dr. Number One. He says, Godless Liberal.
That's what he wants her name to be, nickname. I think it's a good one.
Yes. Now, Dr. Number One, we can't have those microaggressions.
Yes. And no political things here.
Although I like, it's pretty funny.
I did like it, though.
Yeah, that's good. Those are both pretty good,
I'm not going
too.
to say that I won't call her that when she comes in the studio.
No.
So.
Yeah, it's true.
So Babbles, if anybody else has nicknames for Babbles, Amy Culture Babbles, send it on in.
Yeah, for Amy at Culture Bell. We call her not Donald Trump.
Yes.
Did you see Donald Trump's his announcement for his presidential candidacy?
I did not.
Way
today?
over here.
No.
Oh my God.
What is it? Let me hear.
He doesn't pull any punches. He speaks his mind, and it's far from politically correct.
Oh, God.
So
This is during his announcement that he's running for president, right?
Oh yeah. So I think he offended Mexicans, Chinese, Saudis, liberals.
He's
Democrats.
just going for the white person vote because that's going to win it.
I think he's just doing it for attention because he loves to be in the spotlight, and I really don't think he's serious.
No.
But it's refreshing to have somebody that's running for president that's actually speaking their mind.
He's a legend in his own mind.
He's a legend in a different way.
Yes.
That is correct. But, yeah, is it funny? Yeah, I think it would bring some good life to politics.
Do you think...
Because everything's so boring and horrible right now.
Did you think that... do you think all the late-night talk show hosts got money together to fund his campaign just so they have something to talk about?
If there's a night to tape all the talk show host monologues...
It would be tonight.
Tonight, because of Donald... The Trumpster, yes. But anyways, this is not the political podcast.
Well, I do have one other political thing.
One more
so
political
Jeb Bush announced that he's running. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about his things.
Let me just say this for everybody that's out there, and I'm talking to Republicans, and I'm talking to Democrats.
Libertarian Party?
The Libertarians aren't included.
Constitution Party?
No.
Oh.
I'm just saying to fellow Republicans and fellow Democrats, nobody vote for a frickin' Clinton or a frickin' Bush, please. Can we just stop this stupid, fake, familial oligarchy bullshit? Those fucking families are not royalty in this country and aren't entitled to jack shit. And can we please just make them both go away?
I just want to see how many blowjobs Clinton gets in the White House. Bill, if he gets, first husband.
Billary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the funny thing, though. The only reason I brought it up is they said Jeb Bush is trying to stay away from his last name because he doesn't want to be associated. He does want to be associated, but he also doesn't.
Yeah.
So did you see his posters and his signs in the yard?
No, I haven't.
It's in all caps, Jeb with an exclamation point. That's all it is.
Jeb.
Jeb. And I was listening to it. I was
Coming soon.
there is nothing more southern than just Jeb.
In a Republican debate near you.
Jeb.
Jeb.
It's Jeb. It felt like Saturday Night Live.
Jeb.
It's Jeb. So
It's Jeb.
I like those signs.
It's Jeb. It's Jeb.
It's Jeb.
Okay.
I'm Jeb. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
that's,
anyway, this is not the political podcast.
that's down the hall with Babbles and my son.
That's with the godless liberal. I mean, that's with Babbles McGee. I mean, that's with Babbles.
Yes.
Yes. Amy.
Yes.
No microaggressions. Okay. This is from Bobby H. Now, Bobby H has got a long paragraph here I'm going to have to get through.
You can skip some of it, but he's basically talking about, he's the one that asked the Spielberg question.
Or how about Jason just summarizes it for me?
He basically said that he's brought the Spielberg question. What was his best directing since the 2000s?
It's correct.
He
That's
said,
what we did last
Expect us
week.
to go off on Spielberg as a whole?
I don't think so.
No. That was last week that we talked
Yes.
about. I said it was Munich.
Yes. And I said, Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me. And Jeff said
And I reluctantly
nothing.
said, catch me if you can.
Oh, Catch Me If You Can. That's right.
He said the reason is is Spielberg hasn't made any iconic movie since the turn of the century. And he said there's no E.T., no Jurassic Park, there's no Saving Private Ryan, no Jaws, anything like that. He said some of them are forgettable. Some of them, they're not bad, all of them. But he said not talk about it 40 years later good. He said
He did Raiders of the Lost Ark, didn't he?
Yeah,
Raiders
it was in
is
there.
on
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, I got thinking about this after seeing the trailer for his next film, Bridge of Spies. It looks like a really good film. Very strong thriller stuff in the trailer, but seems less like the movie magic stuff he used to produce. And it is true. He hasn't made any iconic... Any of those movies that we talked about, are you going to be talking about it in 40 years like, oh my God, look how great that was?
Kind of like Johnny
He'll be
Depp.
the Cecil B. DeMille of the 80s and 90s, which isn't a good thing because Cecil B. DeMille films, if you look at them now, they suck.
You don't think they age well?
No, or it's not that they don't age well. They were big productions, and they were all about the big production and all about being epic and something that everybody who ever saw it would remember instead of being that good film. And that's what I hate about the Spielberg films.
Do you like Jaws?
Hey, they're releasing Jaws for a special...
next week.
They're doing a whole bunch of classic movies, I believe, through... what is it?
Cinemark.
Cinemark.
Yeah.
They're releasing a whole bunch of classic movies this summer for like a day or two special releases. Jaws is one of those movies that they're bringing back.
I would like to see that.
And Gremlins, I think Jaws.
Gremlins?
Gremlins, yeah, I believe so. And there was a couple others that they... James Bond movie. Goldfinger?
Okay.
No, Mr. Bond.
I expect you to die.
Yeah, exactly. I thought of you. Exactly.
Thank you.
So, yeah, they're bringing back Goldfinger. I think maybe it was Gremlins. Jaws, definitely. And there's a couple others.
Gremlins one surprised me because they're trying to reboot the franchise.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But you like Raiders, right, Morris?
I think the earlier Spielberg, the better, because it was still gritty. It was still... He wasn't getting all these millions and millions of dollars to make his movies.
He wasn't spoiled yet.
So he wasn't making...
He was still fresh.
The Schindler's List or that Saving Private Ryan pieces of crap.
You don't like Spielberg after that.
He was still fresh.
It was
on a plate.
I didn't like E.T. I thought E.T. was awful.
But Jaws was a decent monster movie.
When I was a kid, I liked E.T. Come on.
I hated
when
E.T.
When you were a kid, you watched
No.
E.T.? What?
He scared the shit out of me because he was a creepy looking alien.
The shit out of you.
He did.
Well, he did look pretty.
I liked Flight of the Navigator better than E.T.
He didn't do Fly Navigator.
No,
okay.
but it was the
I
same
like
basic
Fly
thing
yes.
around the same time period.
Yeah.
Home.
Navigator was 85, I think. I like Fly of the Navigator.
I kind of like Close Encounters of the Third.
I like that. I
didn't hate Close Encounters of the Third
Does
Kind.
that hold up still? I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Here's what I
Since
remember of
college.
Close Encounters. It was like a giant Simon game with aliens.
Yeah.
With the colors
You made the thing out of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, the mashed
And
potatoes.
Yes, the mashed potatoes recreation of Devil's. Was it Devil's
Devil's
Rock?
Tower.
Devil's Tower. That's the only two things I remember about Close Encounters, other than the fact it was boring. It was a giant, annoying Simon game with aliens and those mashed potatoes.
I'm not a big
I think I remember the same parts of it.
I'm not a big Richard Dreyfuss fan to begin with. I liked him in What About Bob with Bill Murray. That was awesome.
That he was good in What About Bob?
Baby steps in the elevator.
That's right.
And I liked him. That's about it. Mr. Holland's Opus was okay. I don't think it would age well. But that's. I mean, I'm not a big Dreyfuss fan. I don't dislike him. I wouldn't see the movie not because of him, but I didn't.
Did you like him in Jaws?
Yeah.
He was kind of good in Jaws.
Yeah, I like the movie Jaws to begin with. So you go put
it's kinda hard.
you go put Kevin James in it, I will have liked it.
I disagree.
You got 8
You'll hate it.
even.
It's just Spielberg puts these things in his movies that are so... They just make me cringe so much that it's like, oh, you had something good going there. Why would you do that?
Kind of like Breckheimer.
No, Bruckheimer was just bad all throughout. Spielberg, he has potential, and then he's like, wait, I want to do something really stupid now.
All right, have to do something stupid. Yeah, right?
Like an AI when the bear holds up whatever I don't even remember what he holds up, but the bear holds something up at the end, and I'm like, oh my god.
I thought you liked it.
But Bobby H. got us started on this because he saw the trailer for the next Spielberg film, which is Bridge of
Go on,
Spies.
Tom Hanks. He's
Yeah.
defending the Russian spy.
Yeah,
That looks interesting.
it reminded me of the Americans TV show kind of at the beginning, and then it started not reminding me of it, and
Or Homeland.
it looked like a John Grisham.
Yeah, kind of look Grisham-ish.
Grisham-ish.
I don't dislike it. I feel like it's very paint by numbers though movie. Like I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. It feels like
Predictable?
yeah, it kind of reminds me of Time to Kill with Matthew McConaughey. Like, oh, I don't know if I should take this case. Okay, I'm going to. And then it's like, well, I'm getting shot at. I gotta protect my family. Oh, we win.
I think that Spielberg's directing style has gone downhill in the last couple movies too, because it's more like he's doing documentaries than like Lincoln. Lincoln
I was bored.
it flowed like a documentary. There was no, like, they had what, the best actor ever is Lincoln,
Yeah, Daniel
And-
Day-Lewis.
and you didn't feel for him. I'd never felt for him. I felt like I was watching a documentary.
Yeah. And next, from the Pulp Culture Cafe at TPCC Cafe, they want to know, how long before DC and Marvel return everything back to normal after their big events?
I can answer that for you. It's going to be 5 years, maybe 3 to 5 years. DC's got Convergence, Marvel has Secret Wars, which is getting good reviews. Listen to Graphic Novice, they run it down. And basically, they're rebooting both universes. I don't know, they're having a face-off. It's like Thunderdome. 2 people enter, 1 man leaves, or 1 woman leaves, superhero. Then they're rebooting everything. I think they're going to keep it the same for a while. I think Marvel's going to keep it the same because a lot of people are bitching about it. But we shall see. But I'm going with 5 years on it, I think. That's what my guess is going to be. Same thing with DC. I mean, with Marvel. I'm going to say 5 years, and then they get another big thing, and people get bitched about. Comic book lovers will bitch about it, drop their books, and then they'll reboot again. So,
Right.
5 years.
And they start all over again. Make more money.
Oh, sorry.
Woo. All right, next is the poor writing on the X-Books. This is still from Pop Culture Cafe. Poor writing on the X-Books, more of a corporate decision to fuck over Fox? Hey, that was like some consonation. Fuck over Fox.
Fuck over Fox. Sorry about that. That was the chair moving here. So
Yeah,
I'm just trying to-
whatever.
Stop it.
Why Scab Jeff having a hard time breathing? Over in your booth.
I don't know if it's a corporate decision to fuck over Fox, or their bad writing. I think part of it is that Marvel just doesn't care about the X-Men books because basically they don't have the rights to it. So they basically said, go do whatever you want. We'll put any writer on it. Have a good day. Supposedly they're going to be in their own universe at Marvel and in the comic books. And they won't even be part of the main universe because, again, until Marvel gets the rights back, they basically don't care. So, personally, I think Fox is fucking them over with the poor writing. So, you like Days of Future Past, right, Blake?
No.
Morris? The time travel one?
No.
Okay, it was bad.
Made everything moot.
Are any of the X-Men in the Avengers?
No, they can't. Oh, in the comic books, Wolverine was. I think throughout time there's been, like, Storm used to be, but now they're basically like, fuck you, we don't have the rights, we're not going to have them in any major story. So, Wolverine was in everything. So, finish it up, Blake.
All right, last bit. Dr. Number One at Dr. Number One. He says, if you could eliminate one family, which one would you choose? And I have to name 3 families here he gives us. One is the family's name, which has been banned forever from this podcast.
Starts with a K. Ends with
S.
Ends.
And the next one is Duggars. And the third one are Naus.
That's pretty mean, the Naus. We like the Naus.
Well, it definitely can't be the Naus because that would get rid of Jeff, unless maybe Dr. Number One is behind him in the hospital.
Maybe. But we do have Scab Jeff.
Scab Jeff.
There's Scab Jeff.
They do. And then, his brother comes on as a guest as well, which could be real or not. He still could be a figment of the imagination.
We don't know where Jim's at, to be honest. He showed up one time and then he's gone.
That's right. So we can't do that because, we'll be down a couple softball players. And I wouldn't have anybody in my D&D in-person group for Fridays nights. Yeah.
I'm going.
So it can't be the Nows.
So do you get rid of the Duggar family or the name that we showed up mentioned? That's married to Kanye West.
What's a Duggar?
What's a Duggar? Okay, that might be the name of the title. That might be the name of the episode.
What's a Duggar? The Duggars are the
ones that have 19
kids family.
19 kids and counting.
19 kids and counting family. They, sought self-fame because of their reproductive habits and...
They sought fame because of their reproductive habits.
Their religious point of view, and the daughters, they got their own spin-off or something like that, and one of the brothers, one of the boys...
Sexually molested
news,
5 of the kids.
Supposedly had touched a couple of the girls in bad places, etc., and,
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's that other group of...
On E, that's married to Kanye West. I'm going with that family.
I'm going with that family, too.
I can't stand them.
Neither can I. And you know what? At least the Duggars are somewhat productive members of society.
Yeah, they do work.
They have jobs.
Yeah, they run businesses.
They try to set good examples.
They did.
And, well, they whore themselves out, too, but whatever. Well, media-wise.
I'm going with the Dashians.
I'm going with the Duggars because I think some of the Dashians are pretty hot.
Okay. Kanye.
Because Scab Jeff wants to have sex with a couple of them.
The guy who just turned into
the brother.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, he wants to have sex with Caitlyn Jenner.
Brother, Rob. Is that Rob or
I have no idea.
What's his name?
The one brother that
he's on Dancing with the Stars, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going with that just because you like Caitlyn. Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
We're not judging. To each their own. That's your listener feedback. That music can only mean draft day.
Draft day, yeah!
Hooah! If you're new to the show, basically we take a cast, team, whatever the listeners send in to us at our Facebook page, History of Bad Ideas, or on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast. This week we're doing the Omega Theta Pi.
Omega Theta Pi.
Thank you. From the bad guys from Animal House.
Bad guys from Animal House.
We're recasting the 4 of them because it's such a big cast. This is from Babbles. We're having a competition. Who can give us the best draft day team? And Babbles gave us Animal House. We're going to do the good guys either next week or the following week. Let's see. We got James Dalton as Greg Marmalade, the president of Omega House and boyfriend
Marmalade.
Whatever. Mandy Pepperidge. I have a speech impediment.
Boyfriend of Mandy Pepperidge.
Mark Metcalf as Douglas Niedermeyer. The Rush chairman of Omega, as well as an ROTC cadet officer. Scion of military family who personally hates the Deltas. You thought I was going to mispronounce Scion.
Yeah, I thought you were
Scion.
I thought you were about to say Scion. Scion.
Kevin Bacon as Chip Diller, smarmy Omega pledge that likes being spanked. And John Vernon as Dean.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Dean Vernon Warmer, the dean of Faber College, wants to revoke the Delta's charter and kick them off campus because they're partying ways. Will do anything underhanded in his quest to do so. So, round one, we cannot draft. If somebody drafts somebody, we can't redraft that person. So, the person they picked. Morris, you're the guest. Scab Jeff, who would you like to go? You're round one. Your
Round
pick.
one.
I'll go with Kevin Bacon as Chip Diller.
Okay, who are you going with?
He was already Chip Diller.
Are you actually doing Kevin Bacon?
You need to replace Kevin Bacon.
I'm going to replace him with Iago, the parrot from Aladdin.
I like that one. You could have just done Gilbert Gottfried, too. That would have worked. Wow, I like that one. That's good. Okay, you're going with cartoon character right off the bat.
I see.
Okay. Blake, you can go.
I want to start off with my John Vernon replacement for Dean Wormer.
Okay.
I am going to go with a man that I think could pull it off very well. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with John Larroquette.
Oh, that is a good one. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Is he?
He just hasn't done anything recently.
He didn't originally play him in the movie?
Yeah, no.
That's who I kind of picture it.
He's about at the right age to do that now, too, actually.
I'm going with my, let's see here. Ugh, God. I'll go with my Douglas Niedermeyer, the Rush chairman of Omega.
Niedermeyer.
I'm going with a young Jeremy Piven. I think he could do it when he was younger. Not now, but younger. He's an asshole.
You're right.
He's very, you could see him strict by the book.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Jeremy Piven. I think that was a good one.
That's a good one.
By the silence, everybo's, I don't know.
Sure.
Crowd didn't know if they liked that.
My team is getting stronger with that pick.
The crowd in Chicago here is booing me, but that's okay. We wanted Ricky Williams. Why didn't you draft him? Morris, round two.
I'm going to go with James Doughton Gregory Marmalard.
The president of Omega House.
President.
I'm drafting Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
I sense a theme.
His girlfriend
Gaston.
gets
Yeah.
taken by the Beast, who hates anything that's not
Him, basically. Perfect, beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
I sense a theme with you. I sense Disney characters.
Maybe our listeners can guess.
Better than Blake drafting all Spice Girls one episode.
Hey, that was the best draft ever.
Oh, if I'd have thought of that, I would have done it for this.
See? Thank you.
Go ahead, Blake. What's your round two?
I'll do my round two with my Kevin Bacon.
Uh-huh.
And what I mostly remember about him was being like a dick.
Uh-huh.
A smarmy dick with a good sneer and a scowl. And I thought, who could pull that off too? And I said, you know what? That sneer and that smirk reminds me of Jim Brewer.
Oh, okay.
And the hair.
Goat man. Okay.
Yeah, I can see Jim Brewer could pull off a good, asinine Chip Diller.
Okay. It's not
a la
bad.
Kevin Bacon.
It's not bad. No, bird from Aladdin, but
This bird from Aladdin.
no
That's
Iago.
correct. Yeah, Kurt Cobain is still on the table.
You can always ask him.
You can always ask him.
I'm going my Marmalard. The president of Omega House. He's kind of smarmy, but also like the perfect guy. Hollywood standards. Scott Eastwood.
Who's Scott Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood's son. He's on a lot of movies lately. I knew you were going to ask this, so that's why I was bringing a picture up.
Okay, this is where my war room is like high-fiving each other because now I know that my pick's going to be better.
He was in Gran Torino.
Really?
Here we go. Let me show you a picture. No. That's the one with Clint Eastwood. Oh. There he goes. That's what he looks like. See? Look at him.
You were shaking it up and down.
There you go.
I was looking at the nice-looking lady next to him.
Yeah, it looked like a hot girl that you
Yeah,
were showing
what's that?
He's known for Fury. Oh, he was in The Longest Ride. Remember the Nicholas Sparks movie that bombed? Flags of Our Father and Gran Torino. So, that was a Jerry Jones reach of a pick.
All right.
Okay, I feel worse about my team now.
That almost sounds like a Cleveland Browns first-round pick.
Yes. That was my Johnny Manziel pick.
That's your Manziel.
Go ahead, Morris. Scab Jeff.
Or any other quarterback Cleveland drafts in the first
Tim
round.
Couch.
I'll go Niedermeyer. I have Captain Hook.
Captain Hook, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Military minded.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I like
Good.
that one.
Very
I like
good.
that one. You could have done the bad guy from Mulan. That would be a good one, too.
I didn't remember him at all.
Oh,
All
I
right.
like Captain Hook. That's not bad. I'd say Morris might be winning this one.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I've got some great third and fourth round picks coming up.
Okay,
here.
what you got?
Hey, if you had done the Spice Girls, I would have voted.
Great. That's what he's going to do for the next one.
All right, so I got to go. I'm going to save my Niedermeyer for last because that's going to be my anchor pick. Because nobody's going to pick my Niedermeyer. I'm pretty positive. James Doughton,
Huh?
Gregory Greg Marmalard, president of Omega House.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of tall, semi-athletic, somewhat a good-looking guy. Jerk, right? Who better than Glenn Howerton and Dennis Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Always Sunny in Philly. The guy with the beard. Okay.
Yes.
You could have gone with the other
I
guy.
can see him doing his Dennis, Dennis plan on women. In
To
front
be
of the
honest, you
fraternity
could have
boys.
done Always Sunny in Philly with all of these guys, and it would have worked. Danny DeVito
I
could have been a good...
contemplated it very seriously,
You could have
but I
done Danny
couldn't find a
DeVito's
place for
Warmer.
D. I couldn't find one for D.
That's true. I
And
like that.
Mac, I couldn't fit Mac into any of those.
You could
Nor
do-
Charlie Day.
So you don't have anyone. So you just have one
But
that you
I
could
went
have
with Glenn Howerton because he's a perfect James Doughton. Greg.
And then the rest Spice Girls.
And the rest of the Spice Girls, that's right.
my Kevin Bacon.
I almost picked, you can't take them because I'm going to name them. I almost took James Vanderbeek for that.
Are you going to name him as your
Dawson's
warmer?
Creek asshole.
Kevin Bacon, Chip Diller's character, Smarmy Omega Pledge. The guy that I just want to punch in the face every time I see him, Robert Pattinson from Twilight. He just looks like, he doesn't look bad,
Which guy
but
is him? Is he the wolf or the glittery vampire?
glittery
He's the
vampire.
glittery vampire.
You could have done Ty Lawton or
Yeah.
the wolf in it too. Either one would have
Either one of
worked.
those dudes.
Either one, I would just want to punch in the face.
I'm Team Edward.
Which one's Team Edward? Vampire?
I don't know.
That's right.
I'm
That's
Team
right.
Jacob?
Our girls
Is that the other team?
Starts with J.
I'm going Team Jacob.
Team Werewolf.
Team Whirr.
He gets hairy and gross and pees on trees. Gotta go with the
Taylor
glittery
Lautner.
vampire.
Taylor Lautner. That's the other guy. That's the wolf guy. His big career. He did a great career, didn't he? Man, he's an action star. Oh, that bombed too. He was supposed to be the next big action star. Abducted, I think it was. So yeah, I'm going with Robert Pattinson just because I want to punch him in the face.
Sure.
So it's my Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Morris, Scab Jeff, what do you got?
I bet it's a Disney character.
Round 4.
For Dean Warmer,
Animated.
I was least happy with this one, but I had to find another Disney villain.
That's why
to
you pick
plug
them
it in.
last. That's the 4th round pick.
Exactly.
That's right.
I had Scar from Lion King.
Oh, okay.
It could happen.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's the worst of the 4,
Yeah.
but in charge,
Yeah.
uses underhanded methods to get his way.
We'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the other picks.
Good.
Yeah, y'all go.
What other Disney villain could you have fit into Wormer?
For Wormer. Let's see.
I thought for hours about this, and this is the best that I could come up with.
That's a good question.
And I couldn't break away from the
Sheriff of Nottingham?
Cobra Commander.
Yeah,
Cobra
there you go.
Commander?
Cobra Commander.
What about the Sheriff of Nottingham from
Sheriff
Robin Hood, the cartoon?
Nottingham.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sheriff of Nottingham would have worked.
Damn it.
King John.
King John?
Yeah.
King John would have worked too.
Who's King John?
He's the lion
He's
with the
sheriff.
snake.
She's the sheriff's boss.
Yeah, the sheriff's boss in the Robin Hood.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
one that always has the jewels on him.
Yeah.
Either one have
okay.
worked. That's not a bad one. Okay.
Huh?
I like my pick better. Go ahead, Blake.
Mark Metcalf as Douglas C. Niedermeyer. I wonder
Niedermeyer.
if he did such a great job of being Niedermeyer that it made it difficult for him to land other roles in movies. Because he was just such a prick.
Yes.
And you hated him.
It's like the blonde kid from Karate Kid, the bad guy.
Yeah, like that kid. He'll never get any good roles.
All he
or
did was
never,
a
and
bully.
He didn't.
He was a bully and everything.
He was such a jerk.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like you said, you wanted to punch that glittery vampire dude in the face. That's Niedermeyer. You want to punch that guy in the face. Who can be so irritable and mean and just a huge prick that you just want to punch in the face. And I said, Kanye West.
Who?
Close enough.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
There you go. I could pick him as Niedermeyer.
I like it. He is a douche.
He
You do want
is.
to punch him in the face.
Douche.
Let's see. I'm going Dean Vernon Warmer. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. I got a tough one on this one. I got 4.
Got 4.
So help me out here. You guys can help me.
Now hold on. Now in our draft, this is called Mr. Irrelevant.
Yes. So I got 4. William H. Macy. I'm not too happy with that one.
No.
Josh Brolin. I could see
He's a
him.
little
see
too
a
harsh.
little- yeah.
He's a little too square.
Well, you're not going like the other
For
two
that.
then. Russell Crowe, because he throws phones at people.
No.
And Val Kilmer.
Val could pull it off.
I think I like Val Kilmer. I saw Real Genius.
Old fat Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The old one.
Not young real
No.
genius Val Kilmer.
No. I'm going Val Kilmer.
Val
That's my
Kilmer.
pick.
That's your pick. I like that one.
So I
That's
got Scott Eastwood as
good.
Greg.
Yeah, I just realized I just helped the opposing team draft his last
My
pick.
rest of my guys suck. Okay, so here's my rundown. I'm going to do, let's see here. I got for my Marmalade, I got Scott Eastwood. Don't judge. Niedermeyer is Jeremy Piven, a young one. I got Robert Pattinson as Chip Diller. And I got Val Kilmer as Dean Warmer. So, yeah, look at that. It's awesome. Blake, who do you got?
I've got for myself my Gregory Greg Marmalade, the annoying preppy asshole, Glenn Howerton, Dennis Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Mark Metcalf as the hated Niedermeyer, Kanye West, Kevin Bacon with his hair and smirky Chip Diller, Jim Brewer, and finally is my Dean Wormer, the famous John Larroquette.
Okay. Morris? Scab Jeff?
My Marmalade, I had Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Gaston.
For Niedermeyer, I had Captain Hook.
Okay.
For Chip Diller, I had Iago, the parrot from Aladdin. And for Dean Wormer, I had Scar.
Okay.
from Lion King.
Babbles, tell us who won. I think Morris may win it because she's a big Disney fan.
And now it's time for another installment of News of the Geek.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, John Bernthal, Shane from The Walking Dead, has been cast as the Punisher in season 2 of Daredevil for Netflix. Morris, have you watched Daredevil?
I've seen the first couple episodes and I liked them, but
It gets better.
I think there were other shows that I wanted to see more, so I watched them first, and I do think I'll get back to it. But
Okay.
it didn't blow my mind, but if it gets better,
I
looking
love
forward to it.
Daredevil. Blake, you never saw it, right?
No, I haven't been following any Daredevil on Netflix. However, I will say I do like the selection of John Bernthal. I do like him as an actor, and I really did enjoy him as Shane. He did a really good Shane in The Walking Dead.
Which is kind of like a Punisher character.
Which is kind of like a Punisher character. But, and that just led me to think just how much I used to really love Walking Dead. Now I just kind of watch it because I have to watch it. But
You
I
wanna see
remember
where it
the
goes?
newness of the first season and season 2, the whole Shane storyline and conflict was a really good storyline for Walking Dead. Now that I think about it, it was really good.
I like the Shane storyline. I hated the farm that they were there for so long.
Yeah.
That was my
I
issue.
think maybe the best episode in television history was the season 2 mid-season finale where they open up the barn
And all the zombies come out.
and then the little girl comes out.
The little girl comes, and you knew she was coming out.
Yeah.
The whole
You knew it.
season you were
was building up to
really
that.
pulling for her to make it, and then that I didn't see it coming.
At that point, you could call me cold, but at that point, I was like, how many fucking days are we going to look for this girl? She's dead. Let's
Yeah.
keep moving.
You never leave a man behind, man.
I really
know,
wanted them to
but-
find the girl.
But then of course, after that, you knew the Shane storyline with Rick was coming to a head,
Yeah.
and you knew it had to happen.
Yeah. I like the pick. I think it would do well. Blake sent this one, and Blake, you found this one. Talking to
Yes.
IGN, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong attempted to explain why people didn't like his version of The Last Airbender. The movie was crap. Per his interview, my child was 9 years old, so you can make it one of two ways. You could make it for the same audience, which I did, for 9 and 10-year-olds, or you could do the Transformers version and have Megan Fox. I don't remember Transformers and Airbender. Let's see. I didn't do it that. That would have felt like, well, I'm going to make a movie about a kid's show that my 10-year-old is watching and not make it for her. Bullshit. I make it for my guy friends. That felt like a betrayal of the innocence of the piece. In retrospect, is it too young to go out? It's like what your intention is versus what they want it to be. I go out and 10-year-olds are like, that's my favorite show. I love that movie. Parents come up to me and go, they've watched The Last Airbender 74 times. Those kids, it's for them.
What kids are watching Last Airbender 74 times?
What kid is watching Last Airbender twice?
It wasn't good, even for kids.
No.
Probably just some kid in Nepal who's got no other choice after the earthquakes but to watch it again and again on his VHS.
Here's Airbender.
Or the people who are following Mr. Shyamalan around saying, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good, Mr. Shyamalan.
It was just for the 9 and 10-year-olds. So all
My
these
kid watched
reviews,
it
they are
74
written by
times.
9 and 10-year-olds.
John Leguizamo loved The Happening. He was awesome in it. He loved it.
So did Marky Mark.
Yes.
It's the trees.
Oh, run away
It's
from
the trees.
What? No.
The trees are killing us.
Did you see The Happening?
Is that the one where everybody killed themselves?
Yeah, the trees were attacking. Yeah.
And it made everybody kill themselves.
Yes.
Airborne.
I really liked the previews,
Yeah, the previews were great.
but the movie was not.
That's a good one, too. Top 5 trailers.
Top 5 trailers, but the movie sucks.
Yeah, there you go. I
There
like
you
that.
go. That could be a
Phantom
topic.
Menace.
You're going to have to describe that.
Let's see here.
Yeah, so essentially, Shyamalan said the reason it sucked is because I made it for 9 and 10-year-old boys and not for everybody.
He's got a TV show now, The Wayward Pines, and I'm intrigued by it. It's on my DVR. I got about 4 episodes in there. I haven't watched it yet.
Yes, you know, it almost reminds me of a weird Blue Velvet kind of feel,
Mixed with Twin Peaks.
mixed with Twin Peaks.
I watched Twin Peaks when I got Netflix, and
Dude.
it was the first time I love Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Yeah?
It
Even
got
the
a little
second
weird.
season?
Yeah, it got a little weird at the end, but I did really like it, and I love Kyle MacLachlan's character in it.
How many
He's
pieces
got
of,
like the best character.
how many pieces of pie did you eat watching the series?
I didn't need any pieces of pie.
You didn't do
but
what the
I-
other fans
But
did?
I loved how he talked about the pie.
Yes.
I just think it's...
After you watched the episodes, were you hungry for pie? Good.
Maybe.
I'm not a pie fan. I'm not a
pie
sweets fan.
Okay.
I think it's just M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong just trying not to, like... He's trying to still be relevant. Like, no, I still make good movies. Really, I do. Remember Lady in the Water? I was the only one that could save the Earth.
No,
Remember me?
No, I think he was stealing a page from Dana Carvey. Because didn't Dana Carvey make some stupid, ridiculous movie?
Master of Disguise.
Master of Disguise.
Yes.
And he said, basically, everyone's like, oh, it's a horrible movie. He goes, but I made it for my kids, and they loved it. And so that's why I made that movie. Because my kids liked it.
I think
So I
Dana
did it.
Carvey has more skill, though.
Yeah, he does. He's got more talent, that's for sure.
Yeah. Terry Gilliam? This was amazing.
Yeah, this
Sign-
is neat.
Signed a deal with Amazon, finally complete his film epic, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. Production that has become a unique hell for the director. Amazon is covering a percentage of the production's cost for the film and will also cover a detective series from him. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah.
No details on that have been announced. Film is scheduled to shoot in 2016. Stars John Hurt and Jack O'Connell from Unbroken. Additional cast and crew have not been announced. This is the one that he started making, late 90s, I think?
Yeah.
And there was a tsunami or hurricane, killed his set. He just basically had every known catastrophe fall onto this set. And he's been trying to make it for years, decades.
I think it'd be very good. I think he'd be very good for the Man Who Killed Don Quixote. I think that's very good. I'm looking forward to it. I like Terry Gilliam.
I do too. My question is, has it been built so high up now, like the the mystery and intrigue?
And the
it only can be
expectation.
it only can be disappointment.
Oh, it's got John Hurt.
Yeah, I do like John Hurt.
John Hurt's a good actor.
He was
I like
awesome in V for Vendetta. Yeah. So that was kind of fun. I did not expect that. So go Amazon.
him. Goes on.
Some quickies. According to a newfound original Star Wars script, Han Solo actually shot first and
That's
killed
right.
Greedo.
I don't even know why this is a controversy. It's a fact. Han Solo shot first.
Everyone saw the movie, right? The original movie.
Have you
What?
seen?
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Have you seen the YouTube? Somebody actually put together all the versions of the Star Wars movie, starting with the original, and then after he did the re-release for VHS, and then the release for DVD, and then the release for Blu-ray, and they actually have all the scenes playing together. You know, all the scenes are like, oh, here's the scene in this, and here's the scene, here's the scene, here's the scene in CG, here's the scene, etc. It's actually pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, to go to YouTube, just type in like Han Solo shoot first.
And they can show you.
Yeah, and it basically shows you all the versions of that scene.
We talked about this
from the very beginning to what it's morphed into.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when my son started watching The Return of the Jedi and all those, and like some of the CGI added just looks so bad. It looks so out of place compared to the originals. And
It does. Just stick with the original. Quit dicking with it.
Yeah, well, he's not anymore because he doesn't own it, thank God.
Thank goodness.
Let's see. E3 Quickies, the video game conference.
Yeah, lots of good stuff coming out there.
The
big one is Fallout 4. Everybody's excited about. Me too.
I've not seen a lot of the news. I started catching up the last couple days.
I'm excited about Assassin's Creed.
Another one?
Yeah, it looks. I really like the
pirate one, right?
The pirate one was great. The French Revolution one was better. I forget what it's called. Unity.
Okay.
But this one takes place in Britain in the late 1800s.
Oh, that's right.
And it looks great.
Is he going to incorporate Sherlock Holmes?
No, but they said possibly, but Jack the Ripper's in it too.
Ooh, Jack the
year wasn't
Ripper.
They said, I guess, I don't think he's a main character, but they said the background is that there's going to be rumblings, like, you know, when you're walking through the streets about a serial killer.
Ew, don't touch me there, sir.
So,
But
Is that a knife in your pocket?
but
just hop out to see me.
but that bothers me because I think it takes place in 1888. And the year just wasn't anywhere close to Jack the Ripper. And what makes
Details, Jeff, details.
Exactly, but what makes the Assassin's Creed game so enjoyable, like the
details, historical details.
Yeah, like the French Revolution one, the Unity. They had all these things where people were trying to pick apart like the streets of Paris at the time to try to find something wrong with how it looked, and everything was completely accurate. The history was accurate for the most part.
I mean, it's pretty it's amazing the detail they go into with those series.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many hay wagons do you jump into?
8,700.
Okay,
There's a lot of hay.
A lot of hay strategically placed all over the city.
From a lot of towers.
But now in the late 1800s, is it still going to be hay, or is it going to be carts of manure, or is it going to be like
I don't think it's going to be manure.
carts of feather pillows?
Feather pillows. I like
pillows?
feather pillars.
Yeah.
Or
pillows.
herpes.
Yeah.
I'm really anxious to see that in the late 1800s.
I will. I did not know that. Okay, I did hear rumblings like the Jack the Ripper thing, but I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Microsoft announced backwards compatibility on 100 games for the Xbox One.
100 games just to start with.
What does that mean?
They have 100 games for the Xbox 360.
Games, yeah.
You can play them on the Xbox One now. There's an update.
So if
You have to go online and find which ones they are compatible, but they're just starting with 100 of them. I think 20 of them were available today. And
I think it's like was it a patch or something you got to download?
Yeah, you got to download a new patch, and then you can play the old games.
And
So.
I think you can play and this was the biggest criticism about the Xbox One, that it was not backward
And PS4
compatible.
you can, but you have to pay $15 a month or
It's
whatever.
like as Microsoft is marketing it, saying you don't have to buy
If
the
you
same
have your own
game
games,
twice if you got it already. So we'll see what
So is
Sony
that available now, or
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see
The
what
games
Sony
for
may match. Yeah.
the games for the Kinect on the 360 are not compatible.
Kinect sucks.
Which does anyone have games for the Kinect? Not
I
many.
was looking for
unless
Call
you
of
wanna
Duty
dance.
games and
Yeah.
just enough to be able to put my 360
Away.
in a room that has a smaller big TV so that I can play my Grand Theft Auto on my TV while he goes and plays
in the check online, but yeah, they have all the games listed, and they said there's going to be more too.
Well, that's the other thing about the Xbox One. They're making it compatible so you can stream it on your Windows PC now.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Microsoft also announced Valve is working on a virtual reality system that is compatible with the Xbox One.
Actually, Valve and another virtual reality system. Both of them are going to be compatible with the Xbox One. I can't remember what it was. Valve and
Project
something
Morpheus is for the PS4, but they said they kind of glossed over it, so they don't think it's really going to be a good
else. I
one.
think it's called like VRT or something goofy.
For the
That's
Xbox One?
that. Yeah.
I didn't see many games. I know Tomb Raider's coming out for the Xbox One.
Yes.
A new version, a new game. They actually
Uncharted?
No, that's for PS4.
Uncharted,
yeah.
okay.
And so Xbox responded with, "Well, fine, we got Tomb Raider."
Yeah.
So I'm
Same
intrigued by that.
So what's virtual reality like nowadays?
What they're going to do is next year is basically put the headset on.
Like last I remember virtual reality, it was still like the 16-bit, but you could like turn
The
this
Virtual
way
Boy?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, sorry, Virtual Boy.
This one you put goggles, the glasses on, and
So
that.
it's like Strange Days.
Yeah, it is. But you're going to be able to run in place. You're going to be able to shoot in that. So that's the idea. They said it's the next big thing. I don't know if I really want one. I don't know. I think it would be cool, but
I think it'd be great if it makes you run in place. That way, you know, a lot
Exercise?
of fat kids will lose weight.
hey. Oh, sorry. Sony announced The Last Guardian is finally being made and coming to the PS4 in 2016.
What is The Last Guardian?
Basically, you're a boy and you have this dog that's giant dog like Clifford with feathers and it flies. But there's no bad guys in it. I guess you just have to do a lot of puzzles, but it is gorgeous looking. It's from Shadow of the Colossus.
What?
What?
Yes, you need to go online.
So
It's been in development.
It's like it's like that old game Myst, except for those of not
somewhat.
as smart.
Yeah.
Except for it's got the characters from Neverending Story.
Right.
It does somewhat. And it's got mixed with-
Never-ending story married with
It was a
Myst.
chicken with a giant dog. Just picture that.
Giant chicken hawk.
It's been in development since 2009. They released like a preview at E3 a couple of years ago, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is great!" I think at one point it was supposed to be for the PS2. That's how far along it's been. So, or it might have been PS3, but it was a long time ago. Sony's PlayStation Vue is launching in more cities. LA and San Fran will allow you to subscribe to specific television channels instead of buying package deals. It's $49.99 for, I forget how many channels you get to pick. $59.99 if you want your local sports teams channels. So it's not a bad deal once it comes nationwide. It's supposed to be nationwide pretty soon, they said. So I'm intrigued by that. I wouldn't mind doing that, doing a la carte instead of package deals.
I think you're going to see the old direct TVs and the cable. They're going to have to do something.
They have to.
I'm like, you know, they're either going to have to monopolize or try and keep everybody out from doing this stuff, or, you know, instead of paying for direct TV, you're just going to go buy an Xbox One or PS4, and you're going to do your Netflix and Hulu and Vue, do all your TV.
That's what I do now.
The
And
only problem is sports.
that's my issue is I can't watch the Reds.
Yeah.
So, the one thing is though too, I mean, Dish Network is already doing what the Sling, not the Sling box, but the Sling TV, where they give you 20 channels, TBS, AMC, and all that for $20 a month, and you have some DVR capabilities with it, but that's it. I mean, that's the way it's going, and they and ESPN's on it, ESPN too, and they had 1 million subscribers within a first month, so it's eventually going that way. I wouldn't mind doing this. The PlayStation Vue, if you know.
I think the day of paying $150, $175 a month for
that's why I got rid of it.
Cable is going away.
Yeah, I couldn't stand paying that much. You know, they were going to jump into $175. I was like, I'm not paying that. Just give me basic, like 15 channels I got, 15 or 20. 8 of them are home shopping networks and a religious channel. And then I got Amazon and I got Netflix. I'm about ready to get Hulu too.
Yep.
And WWE Network. And
WWE Network. They should pay you to watch that.
Shut it! Horizon Zero Dawn for PS4 is from the guys that make Killzone. I just thought this was awesome. Post-apocalyptic cavewoman hunts robot dinosaurs. What more do you want?
Are
Nothing.
you not entertained?
I think you are. So we'll get some more E3 next week. Also, Uncharted, Drake's Revenge or whatever, is coming out exclusively for PS4. That looks good.
Yeah.
I saw the thing. I saw the driving stage today. So anything you saw, Morris, on E3? Any other games?
Assassin's Creed was the big one, that one, and I didn't see anything from E3, but I'm really looking forward to Battlefront, the new Star Wars game.
Oh, that's right. They did show more things of that multiplayer.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that looked pretty sharp.
My favorite game on Xbox is always Star Wars Battlefront. I play that for hours and hours and hours. And
My daughter downloaded it for me. Did I tell you that?
yep.
Yeah. She should come to your house and buy it for you so your wife does. Sorry, honey, she bought it.
That's right.
There's your news of the geek.
This is Jason from the History of Bad Ideas. You can catch a new episode of our podcast every Wednesday afternoon, dropping on Musings of a Geek Network, at Danger Entertainment Network, and even the Tangent Bound Network. You can also catch us on Stitcher and iTunes every week, and Geek Life Radio, that is at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central on Fridays, and on radio-blitz.com at 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Check us out.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
Box office bombs from Doug, number one fan, can't give yourself a nickname. FIFA produced United Passions, starring Sam Neill, Tim Roth, and Gerard Depardieu, who looked like he ate the original Gerard Depardieu.
Yeah.
Cost $35 to $45 million to make and made $918 in its opening week in America.
It's awesome.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Who's the
FIFA.
You're a FIFA fan, Blake.
I am the president of everybody.
Who's that douchebag president that just resigned?
Bladder.
It's
Bladder.
Tim Roth plays him in it.
Let me just say he's just say thief.
Yes, allegedly.
Yeah.
Not gonna be allegedly soon.
Before he stepped down and he got everybody was just dumbfounded at the fact that guy got reelected. And then obviously I think it just shows the level of corruption throughout the entire soccer federations.
Yes.
They showed a graphic of him and then like an org chart underneath him, and everybody underneath him had been arrested or apprehended under investigation except for him.
How?
And you're just like, when's that shoe going to drop?
It's got to be soon, right?
And I think it is dropping. And so finally he realizes he's going to step. He had to step down.
Well, Tim Roth plays him, and in it he's a hero.
FIFA.
So
FIFA.
that in the movie, because
right.
he saves FIFA.
Oh God.
In the trailer, it's funny because
what more self-aggrandizing stuff bullshit is that?
Well, Sam Neill talks about this guy Bladder. We got to get him on board because he can find money, which is kind of a funny thing. He did find money. He takes bribes.
Lots of money.
But the best part is, so it made $918 in its opening week. It's going to lose money. FIFA paid $27 million of the budget, which is awesome. And I guess
I don't think they really paid it. I think somebody donated it.
You think?
Yeah, they didn't use their own money. Are you kidding
Probably
me?
not, but...
So you're saying that's American?
Yes.
So wouldn't this be foreign?
No, it's an American-made film. And
nobody cares about soccer in America.
Well, they said it's not doing well overseas either.
Hey, now.
I'll get the numbers for it.
Hey, now.
The best part is that in it, I guess one of the it's the origin story of FIFA. One of the main characters that helped in real life
realize that there's a lot of bribery to be made in this?
That's got glossed over. That's not shown. Yeah. I guess in the 1930s, he's one of the biggest racist and anti-women guys that did it.
They still are.
They still are. But this character in it, he was like for the Nazis in real life. In the movie, he's like, we should let the women play, and we should let the African Americans play, and they're like totally 180,
you mean
complete
the Africans
bullshit.
Play. You know that.
Well, then, they did say he does push for Africa in it.
Yes,
but
only South Africans because they are white.
No. In the movie, he's not
he meant
like
all
that.
Africans. Oh, okay.
And in the movie, I guess he stands up against Germany, but in real life, he's actually the one that
bastard.
He's the one that pushed for Germany to get the World Cup.
What a bunch of bullshit.
So, it's on video on demand.
His family must have donated a lot to the movie to get made. That's why he's shown in such a positive light. Yeah.
So, I don't understand how they got Sam Neill, Tim Roth, and Gerard Depardieu, that's fine.
Because he's French.
Well, Sam Neill and Tim Roth did not show up for the premiere. Only Gerard Depardieu showed up for the premiere.
Because he's French?
And he's in picture next to Bladder, whatever. Yeah. So
French people care about soccer.
Yeah.
How much did they pay Roth and Neill though? Like
$27 million.
$27 million.
I'm sure. At least because the budget was 35 to 45. I'm like one of those things. Like I'm not gonna do that. How much? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just
hold on. Let me look what I've got coming up on my schedule. Nothing.
Well, okay, Jurassic World didn't invite me back, so I guess I'll do it.
Okay, I read the script. World. No. then I'm not going to do it. How about $10 million? Okay, I'll do it.
Yep. Script? What script? I don't care. Did Kevin James write the script? I'm in. So, the good news, top 5 at the box office, June 12th through the 14th. Jurassic World, #1 movie of all time. Even beat the Avengers. The final numbers came in today.
For worldwide release.
And domestic.
Yes. Well, worldwide would include domestic.
Correct. Shut it.
Not including Alien.
On Pluto.
Okay.
Jurassic World made $208 million domestically in its opening week on a budget of $150 million. It's over $500 million worldwide.
Automatically in the black.
Beat the first
profit.
Avengers.
Pure profit now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then some. Again, Universal, make a theme area of all dinosaurs. Hell, you could probably clone the dinosaurs with that profit.
Just make some modifications to Disney World, and you're good to go. Epcot, instead of making it worlds, just make it dinosaurs.
Well, Universal owns the dinosaurs. Or Universal owns Jurassic World.
I mean, Disney can buy them.
I'm sure they're buying everything. Spy, Melissa McCarthy, made $16 million. Total of $57 million on a budget of $65 million. It's getting good reviews.
Do you know anybody who's seen it?
Babbles saw it. Babbles. She liked it.
Yeah. Of course.
She said Jason Statham played a dick. And she said it was kind of funny, like Jason Statham throughout plays a super spy, and he's like, back in, 10 years ago, I beat up 7 sharks with lasers on them and beat this bad guy. And I guess his stories get more and more elaborate. And I guess Melissa McCarthy's character throughout the whole thing goes,
she starts shitting in a sink?
She doesn't shit in a sink. But she starts calling bullshit like, I don't think that really happened. I think you're just dreaming that. So I guess, she calls him out on it, but I don't know.
Sharks with laser beams on the fucking head.
It's actually a pretty good Jason Statham.
Thank you.
I don't think I could do that. You're bloody wanker.
I can do what's her name in the sink.
So on my family vacation, they asked me to do Michael Caine impersonation. I just want to watch the world burn. Three of my family members didn't know what I was saying. My mom's comment was, I think that was good. And it's like a typical mom thing to say, like, no, Mom, it's pretty bad.
I'm going to support you, son.
Yes. Mom, I just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
San Andreas made $11 million, total of $119 million on a budget of $110 million.
No, that made its money back and then some. No.
And The Rock. It shits money.
It was his eyebrow. And he flies a helicopter.
It looked like Sharknado.
It did look like without sharks.
Exactly.
And Tara Reid without Tara Reid.
Without Tara Reid and sharks.
So there was at least good actors in it.
We had her.
We did.
That was it. That's all you needed.
I should have shut it down. Insidious Chapter 3 made $7 million. Total of $37 million on a budget of $10 million. Insidious Chapter 4, 5, and 6 is probably coming now.
Well, if you think about it, they've almost tripled, almost quadrupled their expenses. Which is almost on the same level of Jurassic World is going to be.
What do you think?
So if you went by ratios, it's just as successful as Jurassic World.
But with the profits from Jurassic World, you can make another 6 Insidious Chapter 3.
Or maybe just in the first week.
What you mean,
just in the first weekend.
At least another 10 to 20, right?
Pitch Perfect 2 made $6 million. Total of $170 million on a budget of $35 million.
Oh my God, that's even better.
They did announce Pitch Perfect 3. Of course they did.
Oh, jeez. That'll keep Glee on Netflix for years to come.
It went from number 7 to number 5 this week. So good for it. It kept coming up.
Oh, yeah. Mad Max, I see, is falling off the top 5.
It's been falling. Still make a sequel to it, though.
Yeah.
I really want to see it.
Yeah.
You gonna talk your wife into Mad Max?
You know what? I did a teaser saying we could go to Mad Max, and I sold it as a feminist film.
It is?
Yeah.
Didn't buy it?
Jurassic World was playing when we
Was it
arrived
sold
at
out
the
your theater?
Yeah,
Jurassic
we
World.
got there. As soon as we got there, we sat down almost like 5 minutes later. The whole thing was packed.
Yeah, that's how I went last night at 7:45 to a 2D version.
Yeah.
Because I don't like
saw
3D.
I can't watch movies in 3D.
I can't
3D
either.
sucks for movies.
And I saw it in 2D. When I bought the ticket in the afternoon, there was tons of seats left. When I finally sat down and looked around, it was sold out. So, let's see.
I think I had a 6:30 It was like a 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And I was thinking, great, well, we'll beat the dinner crowds. Mm-hmm. And we got there about 20 minutes before showtime. About 5 minutes before showtime, I don't think there was a seat available.
I watched it Sunday, and I was going to go to the 115 2D version. And so I went the night before online to buy tickets, and I went to the Showcase Cinemas where you actually have to pick your seats.
Mm-hmm. Which is great.
Yeah, exactly. But no seats left for the 115.
Really? On a Sunday?
The night before on Sunday morning at 1:15.
Wow.
No seats left, so I had to go to 10:45.
Did your son go with you?
Yeah.
Did he like it?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a 7-year-old kid next to me because the theater we all go. Did you go to the Western Hills?
No.
Theater? Okay. The Western Hill by Morris and I, they have recliners. It's great. You pick your seats beforehand. It's amazing. You can fall asleep in those recliners. And so since I was by myself, there was this mom who brought her daughter who was maybe 10 and her son who was 7, is what I'm guessing. And she's like, "You're not going to be afraid of this, right?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so." And I'm like, "Oh, this is not going to end well." Next thing you know, 30 minutes into it, he's cowering into the recliner arm of the chair. I see his legs facing me in this recliner. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Next thing you know, his mom is like, "You're not afraid, are you?" And she's like, "Wow." She's like, "There's nothing to be afraid of." I'm like, "Could you stop yelling at the kid?" He's obviously... He crawled over to his mom's lap and sat on it for a while, then crawled back, and you just saw him with his hands across his face, like peeking through the fingers, and I was like, this kid's going to have nightmares forever.
That child's going to be scarred for life.
But it was just like, not a good sign. We were like, "You're not going to be afraid of this, are you?" That's a good sign.
You're going to break out the plastic dinosaurs at playtime during lunch, and the kid's going to start crying.
Because
he's so scarred from the movie. That's right.
My son used to watch Walking Dead with me until T-Dog died. And T-Dog was always his favorite, and then T-Dog died. And
he stopped.
And he had nightmares after that, and I wasn't allowed to let him watch it anymore.
That shit gives me nightmares.
Yeah.
Upcoming June 19th, Dope. It's about a inner city African American kid in high school.
He's the urban nerd.
Yeah, it actually doesn't look bad.
They say
that did look good. I saw a preview on Jurassic World.
He's a smart, straight-A kid. And basically him and his buddies go to this party for a drug dealer, and they accidentally pick up the wrong backpack, and they have all this drugs in it. And they enlist this stoner guy to help them sell it. It looks interesting. I never even saw it.
I know Jurassic World was the first preview that I saw for it, and it looked really good.
Forrest Whitaker produces that.
Did he?
Produced that movie, I believe, yeah.
Like, the plot sounds stupid, but the way that it looked very stylish. It looked like something Spike Lee, do the right thing type of feel to it.
Yeah, the trailer was a very visual feast.
Yeah. Inside Out, the Pixar cartoon about the mind of a girl, with Louis Black as Anger. Who knew that?
Amy Poehler.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by that. I think I'm going to take my son a couple weeks to it, not
will
this
it help
week.
me understand women? No.
No.
So, waste of time.
Pitch Perfect 2 might.
No, that'll help me. Never mind.
We got any hidden gems? Everybody good? Nothing? Can we go on top 5?
I saw the first things for Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be coming out soon. Same thing with True Detective 2.
Is that Fear the Walking Dead this summer?
Yeah, I believe it's this summer.
Okay.
It's going to be like your fill-in until The Walking Dead starts up again.
Because it's 6 episodes the first season.
Everybody's waiting for Game of Thrones to end, which it did this past weekend.
I'm behind a couple episodes, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You can catch up in a couple episodes, and then you can listen to me, Chris Bednar, and Real Jeff discuss it.
They're doing a special episode.
Special Game of Thrones podcast. Yeah.
Jeff, I didn't see him in the hospital this week. He is catching up on it. So that's good. He's
good.
Catching up on it.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't have a negative effect on his health.
On his health. It's that furry rabies. Damn them. So
no, I saw a great meme. George R. Martin is in one of those memes. George R. Martin, and behind him is this big empty lake, and it's George R. Martin. His personal lake is, he drinks. No, it's George R. Martin. He drinks the tears of his fans, and then there's a Twitter response from George R. Martin that says, "This is not true. I also like wine."
He's a hobbit.
I don't think a hobbit. He's more of a Jabba the Hutt.
Obolo Solo.
Waka waka. Ned Stark.
Ho, 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 ho.
God,
That actually
no.
might be my best impersonation.
There you
Ho,
go.
ho, ho, ho. Or Salacious Crumb. Hee! The little thing that...
Is that Jabba or Santa Claus?
both? Just put a beard on Jabba. It's the same thing.
Jabba from
You
it.
got Jabba?
Obolo Solo. Ho, 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 ho.
The laugh you got, though.
There you
No,
go.
not the voice.
It's not more of a ho ho ho. It's more of a
Ho, 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 ho. And there's that. So we're going to do the top 5. Top 5 this week is coming off of last week's. We did the top 5 best remakes of films. This week is the top 5 worst remakes. And we got a lot of listener feedback on this one. We may have done this one before, but I think it was only me and Jeff and I that did it. Not Scab Jeff, Jeff Nau. And it was back like on episode 7, 6, I don't know. But we're doing it again because my list always changes, so... and Scab Jeff has not put one in yet on this, and neither has Blake, so I'm sure my list is a lot different.
Yeah.
So you didn't go back to listen to what your top 5
No,
was?
that would require effort. So, you can always catch us on iTunes and Stitcher, though. So, top 5 worst remakes. Morris, Scab Jeff, why don't you start with your number 5?
My number 5 is The Jackal.
Oh, with Bruce Willis?
With Bruce Willis. And my top 5 are, I'm trying to do more the difference, the gap and the difference between the original and the remake.
So you're going for years in between.
So the remake could still be a decent movie, but if it ruins the original or if it's that much worse than the original,
Or if it
then-
relies more on special effects.
right, but Jackal isn't one of that. Jackal's just a
I
terrible movie.
I don't think I've seen the Jackal remake.
You don't want to.
But the original movie was great. I read the book after I saw the movie and
Day of the Jackal.
Day of the Jackal, and it's just about this guy who goes through this assassin that goes through all these steps to try to kill Charles de Gaulle, and the remake just ruined it, and it makes people who like good movies not want to go back and watch the original, which was actually a good movie.
I do not disagree with you on Jackal. I had to preview that with my brother when he used to work at the movie theater, and it was awful then. And I can guarantee that did not hold up. It did not get better throughout time. Blake, what's yours?
You know, back when I was a kid, Claude Rains, Lon Chaney, any of that stuff, I used to really enjoy. And so when I heard Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins and Emily Blunt, she's hot, we're coming back and they're going to do The Wolfman, I went to the theater specifically and intently to go watch The Wolfman. And I was so freaking irritated and disappointed because that movie just flat out sucked.
Did that movie have anything to do with the original?
No, it just completely sucked.
It was an honorable mention for me.
Horrible.
Honorable mention.
I mean, the old classic Wolfman where they do the old stop animation with the fur like, before he starts looking like a dog wolf or whatever. You know, that kind of stuff. I understand the technology these days is a heck of a lot better. But, you know, with what they had to work with back then in the 40s and etc. God, that movie just sucked. Oh, my God. That's it.
I liked all the classic monster movies, so I agree.
I'm a big fan of Benicio del Toro. I'm a big fan of Anthony Hopkins. Emily Blunt is hot, as I said.
I forgot Blunt was in it, actually.
How could they screw that up? It's unbelievable. It was horrible.
I will say I got a tie for number 5 if you like Blake.
Hey,
First
it makes
one
you feel
is-
any better.
That's
I don't
cheating.
have any ties this week.
Oh, that's good. I do.
My top 5 is only 5.
I got a top 6.
You could potentially take out one of my higher ones.
I think I
with your
did.
tie.
I think I did. And I just thought of it actually when Blake mentioned it, so that's why I just added this one.
added
Even
it.
worse.
Oh, shit.
First one is, I love the first one, and it's not good, but the sequel, or the remake was horrible, and it was shelved for years before they released it. Red Dawn. Awful film. The remake
that was
is
my
bad.
honorable mention.
You saw the remake, right?
Yeah.
I have not seen the remake.
Oh, the only good
And I
part is
avoided it on purpose.
I
Chris
took my
Hemsworth-
teenage daughter to see it. And
the ending. We're going to attack them and take them down. And then it ends. They don't even show the final battle. You're like, what the fuck was that?
I almost picked Red Dawn.
My other one, which might be the one that Jeff beats me on, American Werewolf in Paris.
No, that's not a remake. It's
And you don't think that was my question? I just thought of that one. You don't think it is?
no,
Okay,
it's a
well, I'm
se-
down to
it's a
5
sequel.
then.
It's a sequel.
Okay. Well, then I'm down to 5. Never mind, Red Dawn's my number 5. Fuck you. Anyways, number 4, Psycho with Vince Vaughn.
That's my number 3.
Yay! Put it on the board.
Strike it.
That any movie that you see Anne Heche's asshole in it is not a good film.
Asshole.
Yeah, you see it. When she
Really?
falls over, you see she's spread wide. It's pretty nasty.
It was a shot-for-shot remake,
Yes.
except for they put it in color.
Yes.
Which the black and white added a lot to it.
Wait, I don't remember an asshole shot in Hitchcock's original.
Well, you see it in this one. And
now
they
he's-
did change the money value. Instead of
bringing the
stealing
goats.
$25,000, I think she stole like $250,000. I think that was the only difference they said they were going to do. It was not good. It was. I remember watching and getting halfway through it and going, "Can we please just end this movie?" I almost wanted to walk out of that one. Vince Vaughn, he's creepy, but I think that's just Vince Vaughn in general. I don't think he came across as the Norman Bates creepy. He just kind of looked like somebody spying in your window creepy. So like Doctor Number 1. So yeah, Psycho is my number 4. Blake, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is... I didn't go to the theaters to see it,
Okay.
but I saw it when it came on cable.
Mm-hmm. Con Air?
No.
Oh.
It came on DirecTV. And I had to stop because it was so bad. I hated Khal Drogo / Aquaman as Conan the Barbarian.
I was thinking about that one.
I don't get his...
I never saw the remake.
I probably should have had this as my number 5 because it doesn't get me as upset as the Wolfman. But I picked a number 4 because I like the original Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm excited that they're coming out with a new Conan.
Your love
But
for Conan is
my
knows
love
no
for
bounds.
Big naked muscly men is
In loincloths.
is okay now.
Yeah.
As I understand, to be in touch with my feelings like that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't judge.
Exactly.
We love everyone. So Conan. Okay.
Yeah. Scab Jeff.
Scab Jeff, number 4.
I hate putting this on here because Nicolas Cage is one of my favorite actors.
The Wicker Man.
City of Angels.
Oh.
The original it's a classic German film. I own it. It's a phenomenal film. And City of Angels isn't. I don't know where the disconnect was. Maybe it was Bryan Adams.
It might have been Brian. No, Bryan Adams never. He made Spirit, Stallion of the Cinnabon, and he was awesome in it.
But
Spirit gets captured. Bryan Adams sings a song. Spirit gets released. Bryan Adams sings a song.
But City of Angels was not good, especially in comparison to
He
the
dies
classic
at the
German
end.
film.
I didn't see the original, but I do remember watching City of Angels on TV. I don't think I made it through that either. I was like,
That was Meg Ryan, right?
I hope he dies or something.
Yeah, Meg Ryan. Your number 3 was Psycho. Thank you very much.
Psycho.
Blake, what's your number 3?
My number 3, going back again once to the original, when I originally saw The Planet of the Apes.
Oh, God.
Charlton Heston, Roddy McDowell, you damn dirty apes! And then the end with the, which is really cool
Statue of
with the
Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
Spoiler for 40 years.
Yeah, exactly, for 40 years ago. You damn dirty apes. You did it, you sons of bitches.
You killed us.
The remake with Marky Mark.
That is my
Such a piece of shit.
That was my number 3.
That was your number 3?
Yes.
That was my number 3. Yeah.
This is my number 3.
That
Paul
was just such
Giamatti,
a
though.
piece
Paul
of
Giamatti.
shit.
He
I mean,
was
it
an
wasn't a
ape.
remake. It was more like kind of like a reimagining kind of. Even
I don't
that
know
really
what it
just
was.
Sucked.
And then when he crash lands at the end in another planet
Who
of
gives
apes,
a shit?
and I'm like, no,
All over
no,
again.
we don't need to do another one. Just stop.
Stop.
I remember being bored by it.
I was bored by it too. I was hoping they'd just kill him.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah.
At least the original Planet of the Apes was a little more cerebral in the fact, it was like, you had the orangutan Dr.
Zayas.
Dr. Zayas.
Dr. Zayas. Dr.
Hey,
Zayas.
well, with these, heathen, humans, can we train them? Can we tame them? Or the other thing is, God, they made God God made us in his image, and they got the big monkey god.
Yeah.
It was like, all kinds of social commentary, 1960s, 70s social commentary thing.
And you don't really know where it's going the first time you see the first one.
And you're right. You're like, well, this is weird. This is different. I'm scared. No, I'm not. This is cool. And then at the very end, you're like, oh, God, it's Earth. Holy shit. It's not just some fucked up alien
I'll be honest,
place.
you don't know where Tim Burton's going half the time either in that movie.
And
in a bad way.
But you have a pretty clear idea of what the universe is because
Correct.
you've already seen the original and his style, it just seems like something that's been done before, while
and
the original didn't seem like one that had been done before.
Yeah, exactly. And the Tim Burton is nothing but a Marky Mark action adventure film.
Right.
Piece of shit.
Without the action and adventure.
It just sucked.
My number 3 was Planet of the Apes. Number 2, fuck you, Ashton. Fuck you, Bernie Mac. Guess Who? A 2005. It was a remake of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Oh my God.
Remember that.
Yes. Let's take the political, dialect. Let's take the political conversation, comedy out of the original and just make Ashton be uncomfortable at a dinner. He's the white fiance of Bernie Mac's daughter. They're an African-American family. The original had Sidney Poitier, which was, had political commentary on it at the time. They reversed it. It was Sidney was going to his fiance who was white family dinner. This time it was Ashton. He was white. He was going to African American family because that's funny. That's fuck you. Just fuck you, Ashton. So yes, Guess Who?
Yeah.
That movie made me mad.
You know what I liked about that? Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Who?
That old guy's like, who? Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
Who's coming to dinner?
Who? But it was like, why would you try to remake that? Why? And who went to the studio and said, that great movie, a great social commentary movie with Sidney Poitier? Yeah, we're going to make it with Ashton. Nope. You should never have done that. Ever. Fuck you, Hollywood.
You sons of bitches.
Okay, Blake, what's your number 2? Number 1? What you got? 2?
Number two. Again, I'm going to dig back into the early 80s of my childhood. And I remember when I first saw this movie, I thought it was really good because I was really into a phase of my life of Greek mythology. I ate that shit
I know
up.
where you're going.
And I loved the original Clash of the Titans.
I did too.
I can watch
Harry
it today.
Hamlin!
Laurence Olivier! The fucking owl!
The owl.
Yeah, the stop motion, photography for the special effects.
And the mirror shield.
Yes,
look at Medusa.
the Medusa. Yes, I'll tell you what. It's you can watch it today, and it's still a good movie. Now, the piece of shit that they remade for that, I couldn't stand it. I hated it. And they did the little, we'll throw the little owl in there. It was like a stupid fucking Easter egg that really sucked. So, yeah, Clash of the Titans remake sucked.
Does it really hold up, though, still? I remember watching it on, the syndication. Like, I remember seeing Medusa's hair. I remember that.
Never Ending Story does not
as
hold up.
Never Ending Story.
It does not. I used to love that, and the special effects are so god awful. And it depends 100% on the special.
Yes, the dog, who's in The Last Guardian, obviously.
Yeah.
But Clash of the Titans, it has most of what I know about Perseus and Pegasus is from Clash of the Titans.
That's right.
And the Kraken.
Oh,
Release the Kraken.
Okay. Guess who? Trivia.
Guess who?
The director's reason for making the film. I have a 12-and-a-half-year-old daughter who's beautiful.
M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, no. Wait. Hold on.
And I'm sure she's going to come home one day with some Lithuanian, Samoan, punk rock drummer dude. And I thought if I did this movie, I'll be able to work out my issue before the day comes.
Conan the Barbarian?
What was that?
Clash of
What
Titans.
does he have against Lithuanians?
Aquaman?
Or Samoans. What the fuck? That's why you're making the movie? No.
Spielberg?
I'll find out who it is. You don't have the answer? I just know I'm on it. Zoe Saldana. She was the woman in it who plays Teresa Jones.
I don't remember it well enough to...
Okay, well, that's what I'm reading. She plays an African American. She's not African American. She's Dominican/Puerto Rican. Well done casting. Wow. The Writers Guild of America mandated that William Rose be credited for his work on the original Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. However, he's never actually mentioned in the movie. Ashton Kutcher is suggesting that his character be Jewish to add another dimension to his conflict with the Christian Percy Jones. The idea was scrapped because the film...
Might as well made the dad and the family Muslim. Black Muslim white Jew.
Another level of...
The idea was scrapped because the filmmakers wanted to focus on the issue of interracial romance rather than also looking at the interfaith issue.
Oh my god.
Well, at least you made
That's
it.
just too much to deal with.
Okay, sorry. Okay, well, who's your number 2? I'm going to get the director on this.
Multicultural.
Director Kevin Rodney Sullivan. He's out.
So that's why he made Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? The remake? That's why he made it?
Yes.
Because his 12-year-old daughter, he said it was hot?
Yeah, and he wanted to prepare for that.
Prepare for that.
That was the guy who did Mortal Kombat 3, right?
He did, let's see here. That was his last movie that he made.
And for good reason.
Before that, he made Barbershop 2. Before that, he did a lot of TV. One episode of very many TV shows. That was it. He then did one episode of 30 Rock, one episode of Eastwick, one episode of Modern Family, and one episode of NCIS. He has not directed since 2011.
And notice they never invited him back for a second episode of any of those.
No, they did not.
Look up his daughter.
Now Google his daughter. Is she hot?
I don't know.
Why are you Googling his daughter?
dangerous.
That just sounds so wrong.
It's long enough ago that she's 18
That's
now.
true.
Google his daughter.
Okay, what's your number 2?
That's so bad.
Morris.
My number 2.
Have we gotten your number 2 yet?
No.
Okay,
the only reason that it's not number 1 is because if it were on its own and not a remake, it would be a decent movie. And it was on your top 5 remakes.
Okay.
Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, Jesus.
But I think the original Dawn of the Dead is definitely one of the top 5 movies of all time. And having remade it in this way with such a different idea of what it's about, it's not good. If it were its own movie.
Yes, it is.
If it were its own movie, it would be good.
It's better than the remake. Mm-hmm. Or better than the original. Sorry, better than the original. I have to say you're wrong on this one. You're wrong. You're wrong.
But the whole idea of the original was like that fantasy that you had, kid in a candy store when there's nobody else there. You're in this mall and you have the entire mall, and most of the movie is about them making the mall their own. And
you can't justify the pie fight.
The pie fight's all the denouement, the climax at the end of it. But the remake is about the zombies and
zombie baby.
It's all about the zombies, but there are no zombies in the original Dawn of the Dead, really. Like, when you really look at it, it's about people in a post-apocalyptic world who try to lock themselves in a mall, and they use all the stores, and it's a fantasy come true.
Can we agree it's better than Land of the Dead with Dennis Hopper? Can we agree on that? Please?
The
Romero?
remake of the Dawn of the Dead?
The Land of the Dead. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I guess so.
So you're saying that the remake of Dawn of the Dead is better than Land of the Dead?
Yes.
I can buy that.
Okay, thank you.
But it's not a better remake.
Where does Zombievers fit into that comparison?
Zombievers is awesome.
But it's not a remake.
They will remake it.
Give it 10 years.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is The Vanishing.
Oh, with Kiefer Sutherland.
Again, one of my top 5 movies of all time is the Dutch. It might be a Belgian. I don't even know now. It's
close
Dutch
enough.
Dutch or Belgian. I get
Wooden
those
shoes
two
and
mixed.
dice.
Lithuanian.
But regardless, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Probably, again, one of my top 5.
What was The Vanishing about?
It's about this guy who...
His wife gets kidnapped.
Well, you just...
Spoiler alert.
It's The Vanishing! Sorry.
It's about this guy. He goes to he gets in a fight with his girlfriend. They go to a gas station. He goes in to buy something. He comes out and his wife or his girlfriend's gone. So he has no idea what happened. He puts up missing posters everywhere. He just wants to know what happens. And this goes on for years and years. And then finally, some guy comes up to him and says, I can tell you what happened to her, but you got to go through the same thing. And it's the whole psychology of that and the whole idea of that. And I
think I've seen parts of that.
And then the American remake is just terrible.
Sandra Bullock, isn't it?
Sandra Bullock's the girlfriend, so she's in it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Who is it? Jeff Bridges?
Kiefer Sutherland is... No, it's Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges? I'll find out.
Now that you say Kiefer Sutherland.
I think it is Kiefer Sutherland. I'll find out for you.
It might be both. The bad guy might be...
I think
Bridges.
you're right.
But that is the...
Jeff Bridges and Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you just found.
Mm-hmm. But one of the worst remakes, even the quality of movie is The Vanishing, and one of the best movies is the original Vanishing, and that's the worst remake of all time.
Blake, what's your number 1?
My number 1. The original was just on TV a couple weeks ago. And I watched it in high definition. I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty good in high definition.
Smurfs?
No. Oh. And I thought about it, and I was like, back in the day, clue, this movie was pretty funny, is good, and probably not very well accepted originally, but became a cult classic, right?
Can I guess? Arthur?
No.
Oh, okay. Russell Brand.
But you sit there and you watch the movie today, and you realize it's got child abuse, teenage sex, alcoholism, contributing of alcohol, drugs to a minor and all that kind of stuff, violence, bullying, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you know what? If they actually remade this movie today, this movie would come under so much fire and attention and be just, I can't believe they did that. It was the Bad News Bears.
Oh, I was up on my list. I was thinking of that.
That's right. The remake, Billy Bob Thornton.
That was a bastardized version.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. And you know why? Because it really didn't touch a lot of those issues. You really think about it, Walter Matthau he's an alcoholic. He's got a failed relationship with stepdaughter, or daughter, Tatum O'Neal. You got a bad kid on the wrong side of the tracks. So you actually turn him into kind of like a good kid because now he plays sports. All that kind of stuff. And you think about the original is so great. And they go and made the remake and it sucked.
Greg Kinnear was in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you actually made that movie today, it would come under a lot of fire.
Yeah. Marcia Gay Harden is in it. The remake.
No, I can't remember who that was.
You're a big Greg Kinnear fan, aren't you?
I wouldn't say
just
a Kinnear fan.
Does anyone say that?
Not nearly as big as Nicolas Cage.
The Bad News Bears was an honorable mention for me. It was awful.
It was awful.
It was sad. I had hope because Billy Bob was in it, and he just let it down. Mm-hmm. So, my number 1, the original was not that great, but it's a cult classic, and the remake is the most god awful thing. And I did see the remake for the second time. Mr. Nau made me watch it. On vacation a couple years ago, Boing Rollerball with Chris Klein.
Rollerball? I don't think I ever actually saw that.
Oh, the original is okay. The remake is the most god awful thing I've ever seen. LL Cool J and Chris Klein.
Jean Reno?
My God! They hit a fence going 100 miles an hour, and this is the sound effect. Boing! That happened in the movie. Boing!
The original had James Caan and John Houseman.
Yeah, that's the original. Yeah. Look at the new one. The new one's not so good. New one's not so good.
Jean Reno.
Oh yes, I forgot about Jean Reno.
Jean Reno.
I guess it was better than his Godzilla movie, but I don't know.
LL Cool J, Rebecca Romaine.
That's who it was, Rebecca Romaine. It was in 2002.
Naveen Andrews from Lost.
Let's see here. Any trivia? Keanu Reeves was originally intended to play the role, but Chris Klein, they got the poor man's Keanu Reeves. So that is my number one. Jeff would agree with me, Jeff Nau. Let's see, LL Cool J admitted in a guest appearance on Late Night with Conan O'Brien that the film sucked, but it was his duty to promote the film.
Because they paid you. And you might as well promote it to try and save face.
Yes. This is John McTiernan, from Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Second remake of the film, directed by Norman Jewison. He originally directed Thomas Crown Affair, and he did the remake of that too. Stop piggybacking!
Stop the remakes, you son of a bitch!
Let's see here. I think that was about it, but yeah, oh my god, it was awful. Yeah, so there you go. Rollerboard. We did get a lot of fan response on this one.
Awesome.
Nikki at Pumazili had Psycho with Vince Vaughn, and she said it counts because the trailer is so bad. The remake of Point Break. You'll sense a theme with Point Break. It got many, many votes. El Hino at Ida Hino, Blake's pod lover. 5 was Psycho. 4 was Clash of the Titans. 3 was Arthur with Russell Brand. 2, The Longest Yard. Oh, I forgot about that one with Adam Sandler.
The Longest Yard. Oh, yeah, that's right. That movie is horrible.
And number 1,
even though they had
Rollerball.
Rollerball.
Thank you, El Hino. You're my boy.
El Hino.
What do you mean by Blake's pod lover?
El Hino and Blake have on emails and then written into the show. El Hino has done that.
We're fans of each other.
They're very happy fans with each other, and they have little fist bumps, and they love each other a lot. I think.
Yeah, we have make-believe
And it
fist
has real
bumps in
sexual
the
way,
microphone. Here comes one.
There you go. That was a little bump.
That's right.
365 Flicks podcast. Or as Blake refers them, 365 and a quarter podcast. They're on the Wicket Radio Network, which we're on as well with Snake Oil, so take a listen. Let's see. He said, oh shit, now there is a topic. Old Boy, that was a bad one.
I liked
You like the remake?
I liked I didn't see the original. I heard great things about the original.
The original, I've seen, I think, probably half of it. Carrie, the remake of Carrie.
I didn't see that remake.
The Departed.
I think what you.
The Departed. He didn't like that one. He thought the original was better.
I haven't seen the original. Was a foreign one.
I like the remake.
Scorsese.
Yeah.
The Vince Vaughn Psycho. That's on a lot.
Yeah.
And this is the Black Annie movie with Jamie Foxx. Yeah. And I was like, oh, can we just make all Annies bad?
I didn't even consider that because I hated
the original.
Going to it in the first place. I'll never see that movie.
And while we're recording, we now have over 1,000 followers on Twitter.
Yay.
Which is kind of a thing. Look at that. Let's see. Nikki said about going back to the Point Break, she says, I never ever judge movies based on a trailer, but I'm willing to make an exception for this Point Break movie.
Point Break, the remake is already on the list. I like that.
Babbles has Arthur with Russell Brand. That's a popular one. Let's see here. Let's see. Bobby Holt. Actually, he had to make a revision. Let's see what his was. Oh, before that, RJ Holt, 666, Randall Holt, had Godzilla, 1998.
Godzilla.
With Matthew Broderick?
Yes. And it was on my list, but I didn't know if it was a remake or not. Since it's American version, it was kind of in the gray area.
New York reboot.
Yeah. You thought American Werewolf in
Well, I just thought of that tonight. Halloween, the Rob Zombie one. Karate Kid.
I almost picked Halloween. That was on my honorable mention.
Mm-hmm. Jaden Smith.
I never saw the
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
I never saw it either.
I saw it in the concept, and I said, F that, and I decided never will I watch it.
Bad News Bears is on his list.
Thank
The Omen.
I never saw the remake of The Omen.
No.
You know, the regular Omen was just on TV recently.
Was the Omen with Julia Stiles? The remake? I think it was. I think that she was in the remake.
I have seen it then.
Bobby Holt. Bob Holt, 58. His top 5 worst remakes. 5, Arthur with Russell Brand. 4, Straw Dogs. which
that was on my.
that was a good one.
The original one was phenomenal.
Yes.
Sam Peckinpah. It's just about a guy who's defending his house.
Yeah. Number 3, Planet of the Apes 2001.
Yeah.
Number 2, 1997's The Shining. I kind of like that one with Steven Weber. I like
The
that
long-
one.
It's the long version of The Shining,
Yeah,
right?
I like that one.
I wanted to see it. I forgot.
I liked
I
it.
forgot to go see it.
Number 1, Psycho with
Re-
Vince
recorded.
Vaughn. So, Michael Lee, who's on Danger Entertainment. He had Planet of the Apes with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Painful to sit through.
Of course.
And 365 Flicks also had The Longest Yard. He said that was one of the worst ones. So, yeah, that is your list. Michael Lee also had The Haunting in 1999.
Oh, that was another one of my. That was probably closest to my number 5. It's the remake was terrible, but
Yeah.
the original's real.
I do
creepy.
like the original. That was Vincent Price, right?
No.
That was House on Haunted Hill. That was House on Haunted Hill was Vincent Price.
I don't remember. It could have had Vincent Price.
He was in a lot of them back then.
Yeah, there was an old scientist.
I thought it was Vince.
It could be.
Also, Michael Lee also had The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith. He said he doesn't even learn karate. It's kung fu.
Yeah, I hate when they get that shit mixed up.
And another one, Desmond Hassing at D. Hassing says, "Can I vote for Point Break even though it's not out yet?" So I think Point Break is up there. It's not even out yet, and it's already one of the worst remakes.
No, it's already rated. That's so awesome.
Let's see.
I love that.
So there you go. Bad idea, number 99. Not making a sequel to Jurassic World. They will. So that is number 99.
They will.
So Morris, thanks for coming on. Scab Jeff. So hopefully Jeff Nau's back next week, but if not, you maybe get on a call, Morris.
All right.
So
I'll
go.
be here breaking the picket lines.
That's right. Way to be. I'm honored by your bravery. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. If not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.